Greetings, everyone. This is Brandon with Go Tigers. We have got an away game for the Astros today. They're going to be facing the Texas Rangers at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Whew, man, I had a really good sleep last night. I really needed it. Yesterday, even though I was busy with some other personal things, I had to take a trip to the hospital. I had to take a long bus trip. It's about an hour and a half bus ride all the way over. Oh, hang on just a second. I had to take a bus ride all the way over to Hiroshima City. It's about an hour and a half from my house, and I was able to catch a little nap on the way. Once I got there, I had to visit my doctor, which is my new doctor. My other doctor opened his own clinic, so I can't see him anymore. I go to get checkups every month because of my large cancer tumor, my uninvited guest that is causing so much havoc in my body, and pick up some new medicine and all that. Going to the hospital, going to the doctor, spending time there is actually a nice trip for me because it gets me out of town. I get to speak with my counselor there. It's relaxing. The only thing stressful about it, I guess you could say, is if I get any bad news. Other than that, it's a relaxing trip because the people there are so nice to me, so good, and so caring. But as for the actual amount of rest I was able to get, my gosh, the game yesterday, that game 3 versus the Rays, what a terrible game that was. I got up at about 2:45 in the morning and called that game. It was the most boring game ever, and I was not able to get a nap after that. So it was a long day, but last night I was able to get in bed and sleep for about 9 hours. And when I got up about roughly an hour ago, that's the other thing, I got up an hour before this game. This game starts basically right now. It's scheduled to start right now, and I'm watching it live for you. I'll be broadcasting that play-by-play starting in just a moment. But I'm hoping for something better today. I'm feeling a little more energetic since I was able to sleep so well. I basically only woke up twice. I woke up once in the middle of the night, went back to sleep, and then woke up again at 8 o'clock. So, feeling good. It's 9 o'clock here in Japan. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are, whether you're in the U.S. or somewhere else. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Let me give you a little bit of information right quick on the game. The lineup for the Astros doesn't look very different than normal, except for the fact that they've got Pedro Leon in right field. This will be his third straight game with the Astros. He's looking like he has potential. He was batting really well, maybe 337 in AAA, and his OPS, I believe, was like over 1.000. It was pretty nice. But as far as the rest of the lineup, pretty familiar. Jose Altuve is leading off with Alex Bregman coming up after that. Yordan Alvarez will actually be DHing today, batting in the third spot, followed by Yainer Diaz, who's catching. Jeremy Pena will be batting fifth, followed by Jake Myers, Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, and of course at the ninth slot, Pedro Leon. And pitching for the Astros today is Hunter Brown. I'm really hoping that Hunter Brown keeps everything on lockdown for the Astros long enough for them to get their bats woken up. Normally the Astros hit pretty well in Arlington. Some people call Globe Life Field Minute Maid Park 2 because of its resemblance to Minute Maid Park. But I hope the Astros can hit better there than they were hitting in Minute Maid Park recently, that's for sure. Jose Altuve is going to be leading off against Andrew Haney, who is a pitcher for the Rangers. I can give you a quick run over of the Rangers lineup. I don't know these guys, all of these guys' first names, so I'm just going to read their last names. From first to ninth: Smith, left fielder; shortstop Seager; second baseman Simeon; third baseman Jung; and let's see here, the DH is Langford; first base is Lowe; right field is Adolis Garcia, I know his name; and center field Tavares, followed by the catcher in the ninth slot, Kelly. I do know some of these names, like Corey Seager. I remember some of these names from the series last year. I watched all of the playoff games. And I was actually in the hospital during that time. During those playoff games, I had a blood clot in my leg. I was in the hospital for about 2 months. And I remember being in the hospital until Game 5. I got out of the hospital the day of Game 5. And I was at my hotel room. I stayed in a hotel room before I left the city to go home. And that was the game that Altuve hit that 3-run homer. And I was so excited. I was sitting on the bed watching that game, and it made me feel so good. Man, I know they won that game, and that's great. I mean, that was icing on the cake. But more than anything, I just like to see Altuve doing well. I just love Altuve. His size and the diversity that he's had to overcome to get to where he's at, but not just that, but to garner the love and support of so many fans is just an unbelievable story. It reminds me of the anime Naruto, right? Naruto wants to become the Hokage, and he worked very hard to get that. Everyone was basically against him. Only a few people supported him. But the villagers as a whole were very discriminatory against him and stacked against him. And he persisted, and he wound up saving the village and becoming the Hokage, or the leader. Reminds me of Altuve in many ways. And he just inspires me. I didn't get great news from the doctor yesterday, so that was a little difficult. And so any little bit of happiness that I can get from watching somebody play like Altuve is greatly appreciated. Anyway, I'm still waiting for the game to get started here. They're showing some highlights and stats for some of the players. Looks like the game is getting started a few minutes later than I was expecting. Let's see. Yeah, I was actually slated to have a first pitch a couple of minutes ago. It just looks like they're a little behind. Astros have played around too much after the All-Star break. Their offense has been terribly anemic, and because of that, they've given up first place again to the Mariners. They're now down 1 game. I'll try to keep those games updated for you as they happen as well. I need to check my mic again, make sure that it's... All right. Altuve is stepping into the box. Crowd is on their feet here for the first pitch of the game. Here it comes from Haney. Right on the outside upper corner for strike 1. Altuve is looking really serious and focused. He shows bunt, pulls away. That's going to be ball 1. I realized I didn't have my microphone down. I'm sure it's a lot better for you guys, right? Excellent. Okay, here we go. Another ball. 2-1. And then a real quick 4th pitch, way outside, ball 3. 3-1 against Altuve. Altuve, good eye so far. Haney takes a while to get the call, and here comes the pitch. That's way inside, almost takes off Altuve's knees. He's going to be on first base, leadoff batter of the game. Good start. Once again, Altuve doing his job. I believe he started off the game yesterday against the Rays with a walk, but he quickly was gotten out on a double play by hit by Bregman, or that might have been in the second inning. I believe they loaded up the bases in the first inning. Bregman hits the ball right off the bat. It's going to be a fly to center field, and it's going to be taken no problem. Altuve doesn't have time to tag. It wasn't quite deep enough for him to attempt to go to second. Very difficult to tag on a fly ball when you're trying to get to second. Went away as Alex Bregman goes down on a fly ball. Unsurprising. He's the fly ball king, man, especially on the infield. But that brings up Yordan Alvarez. Yordan is trying to get the dirt arranged in the batter's box. He's unhappy with it, so he has to actually call timeout in order to adjust it. All right, now he seems ready. He likes the dirt under his feet, and here comes the first pitch. That one's right in the lowest part of the zone for a strike, just barely on the edge. Yordan finally bringing his average back up to 301. He had dipped below 200. He hasn't had many hits recently. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Just on the outside corner, another strike. So Haney is putting them well placed. He's not pitching right in the zone, but he's clipping the zone. So I can't complain about his accuracy right now, at least against Alvarez. Let's see what he does here. 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Catcher's lined up in the outside corner. It is outside, but he misses by just a few inches. It's going to be ball one. Andrew Haney dealing to Yordan Alvarez with a count of 1-2. This will be his 10th pitch of the game. Jose Altuve's on first base, and I haven't updated that. I need to fix that. But here comes the pitch. That's another one, but that one's about 8 inches off the plate. That's going to be ball two. 2-2 is the count against Alvarez. Two and two. Even count pitch is on the way. Yordan got one right down the middle, 84 miles an hour, and took a big cut at it, but he couldn't even touch it. I didn't see a lot of movement on that pitch. My guess is that he just came around way too early. I'm going to take a look on the replay. Yeah, he came around way too early. It was a slider. Strikeout for Haney. Yordan goes down. 2 outs now, and that brings up Yainer Diaz, who's actually been the main hot bat for the Astros the past couple of months. First one's right down the middle again, 91 miles an hour. Strike taken by Diaz. Diaz batting .296 this year. Here comes the pitch. That's up and in for ball one. 1-1. If Altuve could actually get a good jump, I wouldn't mind seeing him try for a stolen base here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Haney. Low and in the dirt. Ball two. 2-1. Astros have a few players that really need to get something going. They were really cold. Jeremy Pena is one of them. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Diaz. Swing and fouled back. Just barely got a piece of it. Strike two. Counts even. Jake Myers, Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, even the new guy, Pedro Leon, all these guys need to get something going this game. Help the Astros out. Of course, the top of the order has been pretty cold also. Yainer hits one out into center field, and it's a line drive, but it's not going to quite get down. Center fielder is able to take it in. That'll be the third out. So the Astros strand Altuve on first base, which is the norm for the Astros recently. Just get runners on and leave them there. So on no hits and 1 walk, the Astros come up with nothing. We'll go into the bottom of the first. The Astros played so many home games I have to take a double look at the game here because I'm thinking they're still playing at home just because of force of habit. But let's see who's coming out for the Rangers. Josh Smith is going to be the first to face Hunter Brown, followed by Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Josh Smith batting .279, Seager batting .277, Semien batting .244. Man, Jung's numbers are pretty crazy. Has he played in many games? Or maybe just a few? 324? That's pretty crazy. The thing that's really interesting to me is how Adolis Garcia is only batting .209. He has gone a completely different direction this year. Hunter Brown's ERA right now is 4.11. Very close to getting it under 4 for the first time this year, I think, since right before he started. He had a really rough start. It looked like he was just going to not be an option for the Astros. But he came back, and he has just been killing it, consistently going at least 6 innings and not giving up many runs. If he can keep that up, it will help the Astros have a chance of getting into the playoffs and maybe even making a drive for the World Series if they can actually score runners instead of stranding them on base. Josh Smith steps into the batter's box, and we will have the first pitch from Brown in just a minute. He's kicking the dirt around the mound. All right, he's on the rubber now and looking for the pitch. He's got what he wants, and here comes the first pitch from Brown. Right in the middle, fouled back and away for strike one, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Oh, and 1 is the count against Smith. And here comes the pitch. That's another one high in the zone. Fouled back again. 97 on that one. 0-2 is the count. Quickly ahead of Smith. Both good pitches to be swinging at, though. They were in the zone. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Way up. Diaz has to stand up to grab that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is on the way. Wow, that one is not only upstairs, but way outside. Diaz stretches his arm way out there to grab it. Counts even 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Another one upstairs, about a foot out of the zone. So the past 3 pitches have been at least a foot above the strike zone. That one was the closest one. Counts full. After being ahead 0-2, now he's got it full. That was right on the outside corner, swing and a miss. Got him strike 3, and that'll be the first out for the Astros in this inning. Bringing up Corey Seager for the Rangers. Here comes the first pitch to Seager. Check swing, looks like he went around. That's going to be a strike. He didn't even try to argue it. That's what I'd like to see. You went around, you know you went around. Don't worry about it. Just look for the next pitch. 0-1 to Seager. Here comes the pitch. That one's a good 15 or 16 inches outside the zone. That's going to be ball 1. 1-1. So when Brown misses the zone, man, he's missing it by a lot. Pretty interesting. His strikes are well placed, but his balls are way out. All right, well, that is on the upper outside corner, and Seager is nodding to the umpire, like, okay, that's a strike. Okay, I got it. Yeah, he doesn't. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or if he's just trying to understand the umpire's zone, because that one was, to me and to the people commenting on the game here, a little outside and up, but it was called strike, so it's 1-2. The next pitch is hit to shallow left. Chas McCormick is able to charge in and grab it, so that's going to be out number 2. First ball that's been put into play for the Rangers. But there are 2 outs. I need to take that runner off base. Oh, yeah, I did that already. Wow, I remembered to do it, and then I forgot that I'd remembered to do it. Yep. Maybe I need more coffee. Marcus Semien is up. First pitch to him is on the inside. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Oh and 1. Here comes the pitch. This one is tapped towards Bregman. It's going to be difficult. He barehands it, throws to first. Way off target. Dubon has to come off first to grab it, so Semien is going to be on first. Unsure if that's going to be a base hit or an error, a throwing error on Bregman. Bregman played that as best he could, but the pitch, or the throw rather, was just too wild, and Dubon had to come way off to grab it and save it from going out into right field. Hard to say if it would have been a hit or not. Runner on first base, 2 outs. That brings up Josh Young. First pitch to him is high for a ball. 1-0. Here comes the pitch. That one's right in there on the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1. 96 mile per hour cruiser. Counts even. 1-1. Semien on first base. Young batting. That one just missing off the outside corner for ball 2. Young seems to be looking for something right in the middle of the zone. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Brown. This one's hit right towards Altuve. He scoops it up, goes over to Dubon at first base. No problem. Out number 3. So the Rangers, just like the Astros, strand a base runner after a hit. It is scored as a hit. That's fair for Marcus Semien. We'll go into the top of the second with the Astros and the Rangers tied at goose eggs. Seems we've got a few people listening wherever you are. Thank you for joining. Today's game 1 of a 3-game homestand for the Rangers facing the Houston Astros at Globe Life Field. Hunter Brown is on the mound facing off against Andrew Haney. We just finished the first inning. Score 0-0, but the Rangers did get a hit. A little infield blooper to third base. And Bregman, despite a great play with a bare hand and a throw, was just too off target, allowing Semien to get a hit. But so far, that's the only number on the board right now, is that hit. Astros are going to be coming up just a moment, leading off with Jeremy Pena, followed by Jake Myers and Chas McCormick. Jeremy Pena has been really cold. He had a really difficult game. You guys probably know that the Rays have some really good pitching. It's interesting because they could be a powerhouse if they actually hit the ball, because their pitching is locked down. Astros couldn't do much of anything. barely squeaked out one victory in that series, but they weren't losing by much, and then they would just have some breakdowns at the wrong time. But Pena was one of those that just couldn't hit the ball. He was swinging at all sorts of garbage in the dirt and outside and inside. He was just anywhere but the strike zone he was swinging at. He needs to do something here. He steps into the box, and here comes the first pitch. That one's low and inside, taken as a ball. That's a good sign. He didn't swing at it. It was probably a good 10 inches inside the zone and low. Pena is batting .271 for the season. He takes another one in almost the exact same spot, 83 miles an hour for ball 2. Haney takes a couple of looks at the baseball. I guess he was thinking about changing it, but he decides to keep it. Next pitch is right in the zone, 90 miles an hour, bottom part of the zone, taken strike 1, 2-1. Here comes the 20th pitch for Haney. Pena swings, taps it to shortstop. Should be an easy play, and it is. That'll be out number 1. So Pena actually gets his bat on the ball, but it was a weak ground ball, bouncer to Seager. And that is a routine play. Jake Meyers, the big, strong bat of Jake Meyers. Jake Meyers batting an impressive .232 for the season. He's the stuff of legends, the bane of every pitcher that exists in the American League and possibly even the National League. Here comes the first pitch from Haney. Haney puts a strike in the upper inside corner of the zone. Myers decides that's not his preference, and here comes the second pitch. This one's low and outside, swing and a miss by Myers. He's now down to 0-2, but this is Myers' strategy. Myers' typical strategy is to get down on the count 0-2 and give the pitcher a false sense of security, and then he goes gangbusters. So after a brief timeout to shake up the pitcher, Myers steps back in. Here comes a pitch from Haney. That hits Jake Meyers on the leg. So Haney apparently wasn't having none of Myers' nonsense and was too afraid to pitch to him directly, so he decided to hit him directly. Myers will be on first base, hit by pitch. Oh, I still have a base runner on. I did forget to take him off that time, but it's okay. It all worked out. It looks like he got him right by the knee. I'm glad he didn't throw a fastball that time. That would have really hurt. Chas McCormick comes up with 1 runner on base, 1 out. Here comes the first pitch from Haney. Nice contact by Chas, but got around a little too late. Fouls it off into the crowd. Chas stares up at the lights. He might be rethinking some of his life choices right now. 0-1 the count against Chas. Pitcher is set. Here comes the pitch. This one's fouled back by Chas, and he takes the same strategy as Jake Meyers. Quickly goes down on the count 0-2. It's highly likely that Haney will decide to bean Chas McCormick as well, rather than pitch to him on this 0-2 count. We'll see. I hope you guys can pick up on my heavy sarcasm. I'm sure you can. You're a smart guy. A smart bunch of guys, I think. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to McCormick. Long pause by Haney. Inside off the fists, but fouled off again by McCormick. It was an inside pitch, but if Haney wants to hit him, he's going to have to get closer than that. I need another cup of coffee here. No balls, 2 strikes against Chas McCormick. Here comes the pitch. It's grounded to the third. It might be a double play. They're going for it, but he's safe at first base. It just wasn't hit hard enough for Simeon to get it over to second for the quick turn to first. On the replay, we see that it was kind of a bouncer over to third, towards third, and they just couldn't get it around to first fast enough. So they do get the out at second. But Chas beats that by a good half step at least. 2 outs, runner still on first base. That brings up Mauricio Dubon. Dubon batting about his average has come down to 262. So He's been digging away at his average. Ball one. Haney quickly comes set. He's got the call that he wants. Long pause, looking over at McCormick. Finally comes in with a pitch. Fouled back by Duvon, 1-1. That's a signal for some more water in my filter here. 1-1, 2 outs, 1 runner on. This will be the 30th pitch for Haney on the way. On the inside corner, swing and miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 is the count against Duvon. Here comes the pitch. This one's grounded right back to the pitcher. Haney just lobs it over to first base for the out. Mauricio goes down with the weakest hit I've seen since Jordan's single up the middle the other day. That's going to be it for the Astros, and the top of the second, they don't get so much as a hit, but thanks to a plunk by Haney, they did get 1 base runner. So the Astros, as is their tradition, do strand a runner on base. Coming up in the bottom of the second, Hunter Brown will be facing Wyatt Langford, Nathaniel Lowe, and Adolis Garcia for the Rangers. Score 0-0. An uneventful game so far. It's looking like the pitchers are going to have a lot on their shoulders early in this game. It's going to be, I guess you could say, just a battle of which team can manage to start bringing in some runs. I would normally say that it's probably not the Astros. The way that they were playing in the last couple of series, I don't even think that they played that great against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers didn't have their full power with them. But they did manage to win the series, which is good. But against the Pirates and the Rays, they were just stinking it up at the plate, playing like garbage. And the games that they did win were lucky wins, because the Astros are in the basically like the bottom 3, the bottom 5 in the entire MLB for home runs, which in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as you're getting a ton of hits. And the Astros were getting a lot of hits and have been one of the best teams in average. And for the past, I would say, 2 months, Astros have one of the best records in the league. But lately that's been going down, down, down because they've been hitting so poorly. First pitch to Langford was shown on the screen in a tiny box, and I couldn't see what it was. Okay, it was a ball. It was outside. So 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's in the dirt outside for ball 2. 2-0. It's kind of annoying sometimes when I'm looking at the game and they're showing some information on the board or on the screen that's not related to what's going on in the game. And then when they come back to the game, there's like 1 or 2 pitches already thrown I didn't see. Next pitch is a little high and outside. 3 straight balls to Wyatt Langford. I would imagine he's just going to be taking right here. Try to get a leadoff run. Here comes a pitch from Brown. That one's on the inside corner for a strike. Taken, just like I thought. It was a good one to take. Could have been called either way, but it was just enough in there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch from Brown. Right in the bottom of the zone for strike 2. 5 straight pitches taken by Langford. 3 balls and 2 strikes in that order. Here comes the full count pitch. This one is hit in the air over to Pena. A very soft liner off the fists. Taken no problem. That will be out number 1 as Hunter Brown passes 20 pitches for the game. I feel like this filter is just too slow. Most strikeouts over a 10-game span by any team. Astros right now are in the lead for this time period right now. The Astros all-time most strikeouts during this week. Yep. You see what I mean? First pitch is in there for a strike against the Nathaniel Lowe. Hunter Brown gets the ball and quickly goes into his windup for the second pitch, but this one is high for ball one. 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Here comes the pitch to Lowe. This one is grounded to the right side, and they're going to have to quickly scoop it. Mauricio Dubon scoops it and sends it over to Brown, who covers first base and just barely gets his foot on the bag before Lowe's able to get there. That's going to be out number 2. Def Leppard and Journey are going to be performing in Minute Maid Park. It's interesting. Are you getting there? Yes, I'm getting there. I remember those days when Def Leppard came out and was so big. Long time ago. 2 outs. Adolis Garcia is up to bat. Here comes the first pitch from Hunter Brown. Just inside for a ball. Garcia's sitting on a 209 average. 115 strikeouts, 8th in the American League for that. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Little check swing. Did he hold up? They're going to say he didn't go. That's ball 2. It was close, but he looked safe. 2 balls, no strikes to Adolis Garcia. 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Brown. Way high. A good foot out of the zone. That's ball 3. 3 straight balls. It's exactly the way Brown started off the first batter. Came back to a full count. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. That one cruises in the bottom of the zone for strike 1, 95 miles per hour. I don't know, man. Garcia's got some strength. I think I might have been hacking on that one, expecting one right down the middle. I would have been trying to crush it. 3-1. Here comes the pitch. Oh, he did swing on that one. A high fastball. That was a perfectly placed pitch right in the top of the zone. Full count. Both guys had the right idea. Put a fastball right in the top of the zone. Try to get that strike or swing and strike. Garcia was looking for that fastball, just couldn't get a hold of it. Full count with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Another swing, but this one's fouled back. Just barely got a piece of it. Another full count pitch coming from Hunter Brown to Adolis Garcia. Here were 2 outs. It's on the way. This one's fouled up to the right side, and it's going to go out into the crowd for another foul ball. Brown now passing 30 pitches. He's going to change the ball. This will be his 33rd pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes to Garcia. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit off to the right side really high. It sails off into the crowd. They had a big reaction to that for some reason. Not quite sure why. Maybe somebody made a good catch. Count remains 3-2. This will be the 34th pitch for Hunter Brown. And it's on the way. That one's breaking ball in the bottom of the zone, fouled away again over to the third base side. Garcia making Brown work here. It's pretty interesting how he wasn't swinging at much of anything in the beginning, and now he's swinging at everything. Here comes the full count pitch. This one hits. This one Garcia hits to center field. Myers is over. He calls for it. He's got it. That's the third out. A great at bat by Garcia, making Brown work really hard. He fouled off like 5 pitches. I think maybe 11 pitches at that at bat. He really made Hunter Brown work. Hunter Brown around 34 or 35 pitches. Almost a third of those were just to Garcia. Pretty crazy. That looked like an Alex Bregman at bat, where he gets up there and he just has a really good eye. But then, just like Garcia, he usually flies out. All right, my second cup of coffee, my weaker cup, is ready. All right, guys, so the second inning is wrapped up. The Astros and the Rangers have no runs on the board. Rangers had a hit in the first, nothing in the second. Astros with no hits. There have been no errors in the game. Andrew Heaney is going to be facing Pedro Leon, the new guy up from AAA for the Astros. This is his third game with the Astros. His first at bat, he did get a single, but he was thrown out just barely at second base. The ball he hit out to left field and went off the wall. It was a great hit, but he got out there so fast that he had to book it to second. He didn't quite make it because he came off the base. He was sliding so fast that he came off the base for a moment, and the tag was still on him, so he got out. He got called out. He's got my favorite number 4, so I'm hoping that he does some great stuff with the Astros. He's going to be followed by my personal hero, Jose Altuve, and then Alex Bregman, my LSU. I also went to LSU, so he's a fellow LSU alumni. First pitch to Pedro Leon is right in there for strike 1, 90 miles an hour. Here comes the second pitch, way outside, ball 1. He did have a walk yesterday, but didn't manage to get any hits. Let's see if he can do something bigger today. Next pitch bounces and almost hits Leon. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Heaney. That one's inside, ball 3, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. This one's right in the zone, popped up. Shallow right field, should be no problem. Garcia's got that. That's going to be out number 1. Just got too far underneath it. Unfortunately, that'll be out number 1 and brings up the little engine that could, Jose Altuve. The dumb crowd boos Altuve, as usual. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit right off the bat. Wow, what a rip. A line drive that was just foul by a few feet. The very first pitch, that would have been an extra base hit for sure. Man, he went after that one just a little too early. Altuve was all over it. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one's hit on the infield. It's going to be a slow roller to shortstop. He barely gets him at first. Man, that was close. Altuve almost with that extra base hit. That would have been an excellent leadoff hit. Or rather, an excellent first pitch hit. Alex Bregman comes up to bat with 2 outs. They're showing the Lone Star Series. Astros have won basically all of those up until this year. It's tied up right now, 5-5. The Rangers have won 5. The Astros have won 5. Very close right now. First pitch is a strike to Bregman. Ball goes back out to Heaney. quickly gets back in and pitches, and this one is hit by Bregman. A line drive home run over the left wall, just like that. That didn't look like it was going to go out. It was just a soft line drive, but it just got out. It just floated out. Went over the fence by maybe 5 or 6 feet. So just like that, Bregman gives the Astros a lead with the first hit of the game, actually. Man, that was right in the middle of the zone. It looks like that pitch just lacked movement. Bregman got a good swing on it, put it out. Wow. It brings up Yordan Alvarez. That pitch is way outside in the dirt, ball 1. That was a strange looking home run. It looked so soft off the bat, and as it carried out, it just kept going, and then it floated right over the wall. Yordan hits one pretty hard to center field, but that's going to be playable. No problem. Out number 3 for the Rangers. But the Astros come away with 1 run on 1 hit by Alex Bregman, who hits out the quietest home run I've seen in a while. This crowd here in Arlington, a little mixed. I hear some people cheering and some people not. It's always like that, I think. A lot of Astros fans come up to the games in Arlington, it seems. Man. I remember that Game 5 that Altuve hit the home run in Arlington in that championship series. And it wound up winning the game, but it gave the Astros the lead. And then when he was rounding the bases, the crowd was such a mix because it seemed like, man, it almost sounded like they were in Minute Maid Park because there were so many people cheering, you know. It was pretty crazy. But it kind of makes sense. These are the main Texas teams, right? Well, at least the Astros got on the board. It's nice to see them hit a home run. LSU power, baby. That's what my channel is. LSU Tigers, Houston Astros. But the games that I plan to be calling later this year are the LSU Tigers football games. Lowest hard hit percentage versus the inside fastball. Hunter Brown is low and away the best. The guy in second place is at 17%. Hunter Brown is at 11.5%. He is tearing it up. Let's take a look at his numbers right quick. So far, he's only got 1 strikeout here in the start of the 4th inning. He's facing Leody Taveras. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. One walk, 1 strikeout. 1 home run for Haney. For Brown, 1 strikeout, no walks, 1 hit. Hunter Brown's going to change the ball out after that last pitch. He didn't like it. That was a ball 2. You probably could have guessed that. If a pitcher throws 2 straight balls and changes the ball, it's probably because he's not getting the pitches that he wants in the zone. That one's in the zone. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That one's a little low and away. Ball 3. 3-1 against Taveras. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Brown. Swing and a miss on a low outside pitch. Made him chase that. Evens up the count, 2-2. Thank you guys for listening. If you're unable to comment, I can understand that, but I would appreciate it if you could at least take the time to like the video. That really helps me to grow the channel. I'm dealing with a cancer issue while I'm studying here in Japan, and I decided to start calling the Astros games because I wanted to try to build up an audience and do something that I could do from home, just in case I'm not able to go out. Looks like this one might be down. No, it's not. Chas McCormick makes a play. There was an opposite field hit by Taveras, but it stayed up just long enough for McCormick to come in, make a diving play to catch that for out number 1. As soon as he hit it, it looks like Chas knew immediately it was going to be short, and he charged it. It was a good thing that he did because he barely got it. Yeah, just about 1.5 feet off the ground. Good catch. Good rolling catch by McCormick. That brings up Carson Kelly. Fastball's inside. Kelly pulls away from it. That's going to be ball 1. Chas has a red mark on his arm, obviously from that dive. There's a little tapper to Bregman. He scoops it up, fires over to first. This one is a good throw. Out number 2. That ball had a little bit more oomph on it, so Bregman didn't have to barehand it and make the wild throw. He was able to get it with his glove and make the play. So good play by Bregman. Two outs here in the top of the 4th. I'm sorry, bottom of the 3rd. Why was I saying the top of the 4th? Was I looking at the wrong information? I think I said that earlier, guys, didn't I? I'm sorry about that. Sometimes the information on the screen, on the MLB screen, either doesn't update or shows me something weird, and I look at it and I just say it without thinking. But that's ball 1 delivered to Josh Smith, who's now batting. Left-handed left fielder for the Rangers. Second pitch from Brown is also outside, 2-0, and he changes the ball again. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Brown. Smith swings and misses for strike 1. Both times Brown changed the ball, he came back with a strike. 2-1 count. Smith swings, hits it over to Dubon, who takes it at first base, flips it to Hunter Brown, who covers the bag. Out number 3. Well executed. Easy bouncing grounder. Astros up 1-0 at the end of the 3rd. Each team with 1 hit. 1 run on the board from Alex Bregman's line drive shot to left field. LSU power, baby. I really need to get a background. You guys can see on the screen right now that it looks like it looks like I'm in Minute Maid Park, right? I've got the Minute Maid Park background. I thought about changing it to Globe Life Field to make it look like I was there, but I'm like, nah. I mean, Minute Maid Park is the Astros, and that's who I'm for, the Astros. So I'll just keep it as it is. But I was thinking about getting my own background put up back here. I just can't spend the money on that right now. Maybe when the channel grows, I'll do that. What I would like to do is get my channel logo on a really big banner and put that back there, at least a picture of it, and then maybe some other stuff. That'd be kind of cool. But if I take this background out, you'll see that I'm actually in an old house. It's not too old. Maybe it was built in maybe in the 80s, I guess. Maybe in the 70s or 80s. This is a Japanese house. This room has tatami mats, tatami floor. This is a rental house that I have in Onomichi, which is a small town in Hiroshima. It's about an hour and a half by bus from the main city. I study Japanese here, and then in my free time I do stuff like this, but I have not much free time. Yainer Diaz is at the bat. Leadoff batter facing Andrew Heaney again here in the top of the fourth. That's fouled back for strike one. Here comes the next pitch. This one's hit right down the line, but foul. 0-2. They're talking about the hardest hit balls of the night. Bregman's home run was actually the second hardest hit, not the hardest hit. But I'm not surprised about that, considering how it didn't even look like it was going to go out, but it did. Here comes the 45th pitch by Heaney. Diaz takes that one way outside for ball one. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Diaz. This is a tap towards short. Should be no problem, and it is. Diaz is put away by Seager for the first out of the inning. Pretty quiet, boring game so far. Other than that one home run by Bregman, there hasn't been much action. Nobody's been on second base. That brings up Jeremy Pena. First pitch to him, right inside, about half a foot outside the zone for ball one. Pena did manage to get the bat on the ball, but he grounded out much better than his striking out that he did yesterday. Speaking of striking out, that was a swing and a miss by Pena for strike one. 83 miles an hour on the outside corner. Heaney 2 pitches away from his 50th. He takes a while to get the call. Finally, he's got what he wants, and here comes the pitch. This one's skied up into center field. Garcia comes over, though, and takes it, and he calls him off. That's going to be out number 2. So Pena goes from striking out to grounding out and now flying out. Maybe he'll graduate to hitting home runs at his next at-bat. That's the progression, I think. Or he could get hit. So in order to complete the cycle, Jeremy Pena has to get a home run and get hit by pitch this game. Here comes the first pitch to Jake Myers. Takes ball one. Speaking of hit by pitch, Myers was hit by pitch the last at bat. This pitch is inside, but a swing and a miss for strike one. The count's even. Myers decided not to do his strategy against Heaney this time. Here comes the pitch. That was in the dirt for ball two. 2-1. Heaney appears to be scared of pitching to the powerhouse, Jake Myers. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and away, ball 3. I can't see Heaney's hands as he holds the ball from so far away on the screen, but I would guess that they are visibly shaking because Jake Myers batting at .232 is a force to be reckoned with. This pitch is placed right in the zone for strike 2. Full count. Myers calls timeout. He wants Heaney to really feel those nerves. 2 outs. Full count. Andrew Heaney facing Jake Myers. Here comes the pitch. Inside. They ring him up. Strike 3. Myers turns around. He tossed his bat away. He thought it was ball 4. But Myers is complaining about that pitch. But the truth is that pitch was right on the lower inside corner of the zone, and you just can't take a pitch like that when you have 2 strikes. This is one of those things that I've said before, and if you guys have listened to my live stream before, I've mentioned it, because it happens over and over again. There are certain things in baseball, and it's the same with every sport. Certain things that the players will do or complain about over and over and over again, and it's really ridiculous. I'm not a professional athlete, but let me tell you 2 things, okay? And I think that this qualifies me, at the very least, to say this. I played sports from the time I could walk all the way through high school. And I don't mean just 1 or 2. I mean every sport I could get my hands on. And I excelled at every one. I was above average in every one. But I was offered to play college basketball. I was offered a scholarship to play college basketball. So I had the opportunity to go for professional sports. But that's not what I wanted to do. I really did not enjoy, and I enjoyed playing, and I still love to play. My health doesn't allow me to play right now, but that's beside the point. The point is that I love watching sports, but I especially love playing sports. I've always been involved in sports, and I understand them. And some things I will never understand when I see these players do, and these are professional guys, quote, professional guys that are getting paid millions of dollars to play. And they go out there, they have two strikes. This is just one example of what I'm talking about. They get a pitch that is right on the edge of the zone, and they take it, and they get rung up for strike three, and then they start complaining about it to the umpire, and sometimes get thrown out of the game. But there are two things to remember here. Number one, the umpires never change their mind. How many times have you ever seen an umpire change their mind after calling strike three? Speaking of pitch and call, the first pitch to Seager, who's now at the bat facing Brown, is just a little outside for ball one. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That one's way outside. Wait a second. They actually called that first pitch a strike. Now, that one was off the plate, the first one, but they called it a strike. Unbelievable. So the count is 1-1. Here comes the 50th pitch by Brown. Seager swings. I wanted to say swinger. He might be, I don't know. Corey Seager has strike two with that 96 mile per hour fastball in that outside corner. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. High fastball, swing and a miss. That one was way outside the zone, a good 8 inches, but he went after it. But my point stands that you get a strike three called and you start yelling and complaining at the umpire, and the coach comes out and yells and complains, they all get tossed out. It still doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change it. It doesn't matter if the call was close or if it was a bad call. Just move on with your life, you know. You're getting paid a lot of money. Don't worry about it. First pitch to Marcus Semien is low inside the zone. A questionable strike. He's kind of shaking his head on that, and I can't blame him. That was a little low. But once again, what are you going to do? Just shake it off, man. No balls, one strike. That one's hit to the left side. A rip. Looked like Altuve's line drive hit the same spot, foul, along the fence. Just about 10 feet foul. No balls, two strikes against Semien. Here comes the 0-2 pitch with one out. I was wondering if he was going to call it. The umpire did a delayed call there. In the top of the zone, fastball, it looked about 1 inch high out of the zone. But once again, it's that if it's close, 97 miles per hour right in the top of the zone, or right above the top of the zone. But the umpire liked it. Semien walks away shaking his head. But at least he didn't argue with the umpire. Another 97 mile per hour fastball to start off. Josh Young, swing and a miss for strike one, put almost in the exact same spot. 2 outs, 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball outside, taken for ball one, 1-1. Brown taking his time with this pitch, getting a breather. And now he's back up on the rubber, and he's got the call. Here comes the pitch. This one is fouled back for strike two, 1-2. This will be the 58th pitch for Brown. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes the pitch to Young. 1-2, fouled away. The count remains the same. That was a 98 mile per hour fastball. Young actually got around on that one way too early. Fouled it towards the dugout. That's an interesting advertisement they've got in the background right now. Well, Josh Young hits that one to center field. It's going to get in the gap and go all the way to the wall. He's hustling to second. Looks like he's going to be held there with a double. First extra base hit of the game other than Alex Bregman's home run. This is the first base runner to reach second in the entire game. Of course, other than Alex Bregman's foot as he jogged home. So with 2 outs, the Rangers managed to get an extra base hit off of Hunter Brown. Wyatt Langford comes up. This will be the 60th pitch for Brown, and it's on the way right now. Right down the gut. Couldn't have been a more perfect pitch to hit. 89 miles per hour right in the middle of the plate. No balls, 1 strike against Langford. Here comes the pitch. On the outside, check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. That'll be ball 1, 1-1. Pretty good pitch from Brown, but Langford just able to hold up. Counts even at 1-1. Brown's got the call. Here comes the pitch. Right in the lower outside corner for strike 2. Langford takes that one all the way. That was a good placed pitch. A well-placed pitch, rather. Got to correct my grammar. I do teach English. 1-2 is the count. Here comes a pitch from Brown. A foot off the plate. 2-2. Langford calls timeout. Takes some extra time to adjust his pants, his shirt, his batting gloves, shake the bat a little bit, waggle it around. Hunter Brown's back on the rubber. He's got the call he wants. Takes a look back at the runner. Little pause there. Long pause. And here comes the pitch. Right in there for strike 3. Got him looking. That'll end the inning. So the Rangers do get a double, but they strand him, as per the Astros typically do. Rangers taking a note from the Astros playbook, leaving a guy in scoring position, leaving a guy on base. So despite the double, the 2-out double, nothing comes of it. Rangers remain scoreless at the end of 4. So right now, Rangers have 2 hits, no runs, no errors. Astros have 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. Alex Bregman's solo shot being the difference maker in the game so far. They're showing highlights of Ohtani and the Dodgers. I wouldn't mind the Ohtani highlights, I really don't, but because he's wearing a Dodgers uniform, I just don't want to see it. I just don't care. I grew up with an older brother who was a Dodgers fan. My brother from a very young age just became I guess you could say, a bandwagon fan. Because you think about this, we were born in Louisiana, and when we were babies, we were moved to Houston. I didn't leave Houston until I was close to 10 years old. We moved back to Louisiana because my dad lost his metalworking job in Houston. All of those jobs went to China. Probably some of you have family who went through that. All the metalworking jobs and steelworking jobs, you know, they left. But during that time, because we were in Houston, I just became a Houston fan. The Rockets and the Astros, the Oilers. But my brother didn't like any of those local teams. His football team was the Cowboys, which is kind of understandable because they're in Texas, but that's not why he liked them. Chas McCormick is up to bat. The first pitch to him is in the dirt. It bounces up for ball 1. Kind of a wild pitch there by Haney. But my brother's NBA team was the Lakers, and his baseball team was the Dodgers. So he basically picked all the teams that he thought had like these are like the legacy teams, you know, in his mind. Very narcissistic. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to McCormick. That bounces in the dirt again for ball 2. Anyway, that's the long short story of why I can't stand the Dodgers. It's just because of the kind of fans that I've had to deal with, primarily my brother. But there we go, 1-1. What? 1-1? Okay, I see what happened there. Garcia comes in as Chaz hits the ball out to right field. He's able to catch it right by the foul line. That's going to be out number 1 for the Astros. I'm not quite sure how Chaz McCormick had 1 strike. He didn't swing the bat. It looks like one of those pitches that bounced off the dirt actually bounced up and hit McCormick's bat, and that's how he got a strike. That's ridiculous. Mauricio Dubon comes up on the very first pitch. Inside, wild swing and a miss, strike 1. That was one of the strangest things I've seen. 0-1, here comes the pitch. Another inside, check swing, did he go? They say he did, that's strike 2. So 2 terrible inside pitches and 2 bad choices on Dubon, and now he's down 0-2 with 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Haney. Another check swing, did he go? They say he did. A high fastball. That one was high and outside. Dubon with another check swing. That was one of the dopiest bats I've seen. They're going to show the replay here. Let's see if he actually went around. Oh, yeah, he did. He went around by a good 3 inches. Not very impressive there. Pedro Leon comes up, takes a swipe at the first pitch, 93 miles an hour, but doesn't get it. A high pitch, high fastball, 0-1. Next pitch is inside, just a few inches off the plate. Haney's moving pretty quick right now. Looks like he's trying to keep him off balance. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. That one's way inside, ball 2. 2-1. Would really love to see Leon hit a home run. That'd be great. Really great. Astros need it too. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. This one's hit, fouled back. Count is now even at 2-2. One of my best friends is a Yankees fan. He and I can talk about the Astros or the Yankees or MLB or whatever. It doesn't matter. We have no problems discussing or chatting about anything. Even when the Astros and the Yankees are playing in the playoffs, we're very honest about both teams and not aggressive or hateful towards each other. Next pitch is inside again for ball 3. Full count against Pedro Leon. Haney is up to his 67th pitch of the game, which is on the way right now. That was on the outside corner, but fouled away as Leon guards the plate. That's the thing. If I run into a bunch of fans that, here and there that are fans of the Rays, we don't have any problems, typically. They're not very hateful. Next one's right on the inside corner, runging him up, strike 3. High and inside. So Haney wins that battle with Leon, and the Astros go down here in the top of the 5th with nothing doing. Still sitting on just 1 hit for this game and 1 run. Rangers are going to be coming up in the bottom of the 5th, starting with Nathaniel Lowe, followed by Adolis Garcia and Leody Taveras. Anyway, I get that the Astros gained some earned anger several years ago, but we're talking 7 years ago. 7 years ago. And a lot of the teams that also have cheated or done questionable things, they seem to have just forgotten about all of those and given a free pass. And so it's annoying when you have to keep dealing with that over and over and over again, especially since there's only one player on the team who was a part of that is actually still on the team. That's Alex Bregman. People say, well, what about Altuve? Altuve never cheated. I don't see any evidence for that. And there's a lot of video evidence showing that when he would get the cheating sounds, he would just take the pitch. He wouldn't swing, and he would look at the dugout like, stop. And then after that, they would stop. And the other players testified to that Altuve wouldn't take the cheating calls. I'm going to go grab some more coffee grounds right quick. I'm going to make another cup. First pitch to Nathaniel Lowe just came in. Ball 1. Hunter Brown gets the ball back on the mound, goes into his windup very quickly, delivers a strike in the low part of the zone. Lowe grounded out in the second. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Hunter Brown. Breaking ball in the high part of the zone, fouled back by Lowe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning, Nathaniel Lowe batting, 1-2, no outs. That one's way high, delivered by Brown, a good 2 feet at least out of the zone. Diaz had to stretch for it with his arm to catch it. 2-2 is the count. And here comes the pitch. Another high fastball, this one a good foot outside the zone. Right in the middle, but a foot too high. Full count. This will be the 70th pitch for Hunter Brown. And here it comes. That one's in the dirt, ball 4. He walked him. So Nathaniel Lowe is going to be on first base. That's an unfortunate start to the bottom of the 5th. But the good news, guys, is that I got my pour over, a new filter, and my coffee, so I can make another cup of coffee. Adolis Garcia comes to bat. He's over 1 with a fly out. Runner on first base. No outs. Here comes the first pitch. This one's hit to the left field on the very first pitch. It's going to be a single as the runner gets to third base. Lowe is able to book it all the way over to third. He gets in there safely. Garcia's got himself a single, and the Rangers have runners on the corner with no outs. So Hunter goes from almost complete command of the game to looking pretty shaky right now after giving up that walk. Leody Taveras lined out his last at bat. Runners on the corners, no outs. Here comes the pitch. That's a high one for ball 1. Okay, that's enough right there. Good smelling coffee grounds. Fresh coffee I picked up at the supermarket the other day. 1 ball, no strikes to Leody Taveras, and here comes the pitch. That one's check swing fouled off towards the dugout. 1-1 is the count. I need to get a pen for this coffee. Where did my pen go? Rangers threatening to get something on the board here with runners on the corners. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one's swing and a miss on the outside corner, strike 2. Perfectly placed pitch there from Brown. One ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Brown takes his time. Taveras took a timeout, stepped out of the box. Now he's back in. Brown's got the call. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brown. Long delay. Finally delivers it. Just a little high on the outside corner. Ball 2. Breaking ball didn't quite get the call. Fastball probably would have done the job there in that same location. Crowd is getting a little excited here, wanting something to happen. Count is even. 2-2. Here comes the pitch. That was right in there, but fouled away. Count remains 2-2. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. I think Brown had the right idea, just the placement was a little off, so he didn't get the swing and miss. Pretty sure that Brown's going to be going for the strikeout here and then hope to get a double play. A double play could score a run. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High fastball, doesn't get the swing. That was about 8 inches out of the zone. Ball 3, another full count. Rangers threatening to load up the bases here if Hunter Brown can't throw a strike. Let's see what Taveras does on this pitch. Hunter Brown takes a while to look. He steps off the mound. Says that he can't hear the pitch comm. He's back on the mound now. Looks like he's got the call. Here comes the full count pitch to Taveras. Long pause by Brown. Now here's the delivery. This one's hit to left field. It's going to be caught. Is it going to be deep enough? Chas McCormick is going to throw it home. He's going to tag in the throw. It's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's caught by McCormick on a shallow fly to left field. And Lowe decided to challenge Chas McCormick. And it should have been an easy throw and out for the Astros. But McCormick threw the worst throw home I've ever seen. He threw it over the head of the third baseman, over Bregman. I don't know where he was going. That ball went way over almost into the batter's or the on-deck circle, all the way to the wall, and that allowed them to get their runner over to third base. So the Astros get one out, but not only did the Rangers score a run, their runner from first gets all the way over to third on the wild throw from McCormick. I feel like that should be a double error. It's a single error by McCormick. It should be a double error, in my opinion, because if he had just made the throw directly to home, there's no way that Lowe would have been able to make that tag. But because the Rangers decided to challenge McCormick and make him make a good throw, they get the run and tie up the game. Now with one out, the Rangers still have one runner on third, and there is no double play ball to be had now. Complete nonsense on the part of Chas McCormick right there. That brings up Carson Kelly. First pitch to him is right on the upper inside corner for strike 1. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious me. Astros defense can't be breaking down like that. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Brown. Kelly swings, and it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Pena holds the runner at third, and they're going to get the out at first. So Garcia's not able to advance on that. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Josh Smith. Strikeout and a ground out tonight for Smith. Runner on third, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Brown. This one's hit hard to right field. And it's going to be just into the stands, just foul. That ball had a little bit too much air underneath it. It was hit really hard, but it had too much air. If it had been fair, it could have been playable for Leon. But it just floated into the crowd on the right side. Dangerous strike, though. If it had been straightened out, it could have been a 2-run shot. That'll be strike 1, though. 0-1. Here comes the pitch from Hunter Brown. Swing and a foul away. Back to the screen for strike 2. 0-2. 97 miles per hour. So Brown hasn't lost his speed. He's just giving up some hits to some misplaced pitches. Rangers now with 3 hits. Brown's got the call. Here comes the pitch. High. Going to be ball 1. 1 and 2 against Josh Smith. Oh yeah, that's much better. Sorry if that sipping sound is too loud. I've got my microphone right here. Maybe I'll think about that more in the future. Big pop fly ball to shortstop. Pena's underneath it. And Josh Smith will fly out to end the inning finally. Could have been much worse, I guess, with all those runners getting on. But thanks to the error by Chas McCormick, the Rangers come away with 1 run. You know, with that throw right there, I have to think that they're going to reconsider having Chas McCormick in this lineup. Let me give you my 2 cents about Chas McCormick. Okay, Chas McCormick is batting .209 right now. He showed promise last year, and this year he's been overall a disappointment. His fielding is not a big deal, but obviously anybody who throws a ball so far off line like that from a shallow fly ball has got to be questionable about their ability to perform to the extent that they need to be a good outfielder. And if you're hitting .209 and making throws like that, I have to ask the question, why are you in the game? Why are you in the game? Okay, that's enough about Chas McCormick. Jose Altuve, my personal hero, is coming up to bat. Altuve has 1 walk, so he was able to get on this game, and they stranded him, of course. Let's see if they can get something going here. It would be nice for him to get on base and for Bregman to actually do something so that Alvarez can come up with some base runners. Crowd seems lively right now, and I'm sure it's because Altuve's walking to the plate. Here comes Heaney again. First pitch is low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Wow, 68 at bats without a home run for Altuve. That's like his 2nd longest streak ever. Swing and a miss there. Strike 1, 1-1. He just needs 1 home run to move up in the list of Astros home runs. He's tied right now with somebody. I can't remember who. Next pitch is again in the dirt, low and inside. Ball 2, 2-1. This is the place to do it, too. Altuve really needs to hit a home run here in Arlington. This would be the perfect place to do it. 2-1, here's the pitch. Outside, way outside. 3-1. Wouldn't mind him getting a walk here, but I would much prefer him get a home run. Let's see what he's thinking. The little engine that could, man. Let's do something. Show me something. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit, but right to the center fielder who camps out underneath it. He doesn't even have to move. Right at the last moment, he takes 1 step. But as soon as that ball was hit, he didn't even have to move. So Altuve flies out to center field. 1 away. Alex Bregman comes up. LSU power, baby. Last at bat, he homered. A line drive shot to left field. He takes the first pitch for a strike. And I still have a base runner on. Let me take that off. Sorry about that. Next pitch to him is low and away. Ball 1, 1-1. Let's go back to back. Bregman, come on. Breggy bomb. Let's see. 76 pitch from Heaney. Way inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Heaney. That one's right on the outside corner, low and outside, but just on the corner for strike 2. The count is even. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit out to right field, and it's going to stay up for Garcia, who gets that line drive on little movement needed. If that had been the gap, it would have been an extra base hit for sure, but once again, he hits it right to him. The Rangers have magnets in their glove right now. Altuve and Bregman both hit it directly to the outfielders. 2 up and 2 down. Yordan Alvarez comes up, who is 0 for 2 today. Alvarez is another player that just has been struggling recently. First pitch to him is up for ball 1. His average is currently .299. It's dropped substantially from where it was before. This one's hit well to left field, and it's going to be playable at the warning track. So he gives it a little ride, but doesn't put enough beef on it. It wasn't a very powerful swing, but he lined it out, left it in play, and 3 straight batters fly out for the Astros to end the inning. No threat there. The Rangers have no problems putting away the Astros there. We'll go into the top of the 6th with the game tied 1-1. Rangers with 3 hits and no errors. Astros with 1 hit, 1 error. That ridiculous throw by Chas McCormick. I'll try a little poll here. See if we can do something. Can I make a poll? Where can I make a poll? There we go. It's real simple. Who will win the series? Astros, Rangers. This will give me some idea of what you guys are thinking. If you have a chance to take a look at the poll in the chat, all you have to do is click on who you think will win, the Astros or the Rangers. The way this game is going right now, I don't feel confident. Because like I said before the game really started, the Astros bats have been garbage recently. Even though the pitching has been stellar, the Astros just haven't put any runs on the board. Sometimes they only need like 2 runs, literally just 2 runs to win the game, or 3 runs, and they haven't been doing it. This game is turning out to be the same, but I was hoping that since they were at Globe Life Field, they'd be hitting the ball because they have a history of hitting it really well here. But they haven't. They have 1 hit, and that's the home run by Alex Bregman. 1 hit, 1 run, that's it. Absolutely ridiculous. So if they're playing like this at Globe Life Field, then to me it just says that they're going to continue their cold streak for a while longer. And if that's true, I don't see them winning a series. If they lose this game, I think they're going to lose the series for sure. Because this is their best opportunity right now. Hunter Brown is pitching a good game. The only reason he gave up 1 run is because of Chas McCormick's terrible throw home. Corey Seager is now up to bat, facing Hunter Brown, who's still on the mound for the Astros. Here comes the first pitch, hit out to center field. It's going to be playable for Myers, a line drive, no problem. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start. 85 pitches now for Brown. Top of the 7th inning. I mean, bottom of the 6th. Why do I keep saying that? Keep looking at the chart wrong. Sorry, guys. I think it's because of too many home games. I called too many home games recently for the Astros, and I keep thinking the scoreboard is a half an inning behind. But we are in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out. The Rangers are batting. Marcus Semien is at the bat. Here comes the first pitch from Brown. A little high and inside, but called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's high and out of the zone for ball 1. 1-1. Hunter Brown walks around the mound for a moment. He's got the call already. Simeon is ready to go. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit over to Bregman, who scoops it up, bobbles for a moment, fires over to first, gets him at first base for out number 2. Cleanly fielded by Bregman. Had a little bobble as he was transferring it from his glove to his hand, but he completes the play, no problem. 2 outs. Good smooth inning so far for Brown as he works to go through 6 innings again. Here comes the first pitch to Josh Young. Strike 1 taken by Young. Young has a hit tonight. He was left on base 1 time. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Brown. This will be the 90th pitch. A little low and outside for ball 1. 1-1. Brown takes another moment to relax, walks off the mound for a moment, takes a deep breath, gets the call he wants, and here comes the 1-1 pitch to Young. Low and inside, ball 2. Brown not very satisfied with that. Takes another walk around the mound. Young's double in the 4th didn't lead to anything. Let's see if Brown can shut him down here. The 2-1 pitch. This one's in the dirt. Ball 3. Brown looks off into the distance and seems displeased with himself. Picks up and throws the rosin bag down a couple of times. Astros now making a call to the bullpen. They're going to get somebody going. 3 balls, 1 strike to Josh Young with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the pitch. Too low. A good 6 inches below the zone. That's going to be a walk. Young will be on first. My guess is that this might be the final batter that Hunter Brown faces. Brian Abreu is up in the bullpen. He's just about to start warming up. He's taking his earring out of his ear. The infield is taking a break. This is common. Give the bullpen guy a little time to warm up. Pitching coach is out, infield is in, having a little conversation with Hunter Brown. Wyatt Langford is the batter they're going to be facing. Langford is batting 5th in the lineup. He's the designated hitter, batting .243 for the season. All right. Umpire says it's time to break up that meeting. The Astros head back to their positions. Hunter Brown back up on the mound with the ball, steps on the rubber. Langford comes up to the box, and Hunter Brown looking for the call. He's got what he wants. 1 runner on first base, 2 outs. Here comes the first pitch to Langford. Long pause by Hunter Brown, really long. Finally, he delivers the pitch. That one's a little low and outside, ball 1. Man, that was a long delay. He must have been milking the pitch clock there. I wanted to say shot clock. I'm still not used to saying pitch clock. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch to Langford. Langford lays off that one, low and inside. The opposite pitch, so low and outside, low and inside, ball 2. Two and 0 is the count. Brown taking his time to get the count, or get the call, rather. Here comes the pitch. This one is fouled up and away, out of play for strike 1. 92 miles per hour, low in the zone. Looked like a slider or a cutter. Yep, that was a cutter. Langford 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3, Brown. Here's the pitch. This one's hit really hard to left field. Is it going to be playable or is it going to be out? It's off. Oh, no, it's not off. It looked like it was off the wall. The cameraman was on Chaz McCormick, but Jake Myers came over and got the ball on the warning track. He caught it on the warning track, but because of the cameraman, he had the camera on McCormick, and when the ball came down, it looked to me like it came off the wall, but it didn't. It just came down in the far right corner of the screen, right into the glove of Jake Myers for out number 3. I'm not sure exactly what the cameraman was thinking there, but he played a trick on me. Astros get lucky with that fly ball. That was dangerous, right at the track. That would have been a terrible way for Hunter Brown to go out if he'd given up a 2-run shot there. But he gets through 6 with only giving up the 1 run on that error by McCormick. So we're going to go into the top of the 7th, guys. A really good pitching duel, or I guess you could say a terrible batting performance by both teams so far. The game is tied at 1. 1 hit by the Astros, and yet they're tied 1-1. 3 hits by the Rangers. It has been really difficult to call these games recently. I'm not sure if the Astros play affects my views and my subscriptions. Right now I only have 26 subscribers. If you guys haven't already, please like the channel. I really need to get this channel to be viable. It has to be at least, okay, at least 1,000 subscribers. It has to be. If it can't, I can't afford to keep it. The reason is because I have to pay MLB TV so that I can view these games. And some of these games are out of market. For example, like with Apple TV, if it shows on Apple TV, then I have to pay for a separate Apple account. Now, luckily, that's not very expensive. But the thing is, they don't show many games over there. So in order for me to carry the subscriptions so that I can watch these games and call them for you guys, I need to be able to afford it. I do teach online, but because of my health, I can't do much. So your support is appreciated, even just by liking the video. It looks like Jose Leclerc is in replacing Haney here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Yainer Diaz is in there for a strike. 0-1. Very quickly, Leclerc goes into the next pitch, low and away, ball 1, 1-1. Leclerc moving very quickly here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Another one low and away, ball 2. 90 miles an hour. Two and 1 pitch from Leclerc to Yainer Diaz is on the way. That one's in the dirt, ball 3, 3-1. 3 straight balls after that opening strike. Yainer Diaz is not a slow guy. It'd be nice to see him get on base. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's low and away, ball 4. Excellent. Astros have a lead runner off here in the top of the 7th. Oh, and I didn't, I haven't updated the base pad, so now it's correct. Diaz was able to correct my graph on the screen by getting on base. Oh, I see that the Rangers still have several key guys on injury leave. DeGrom, Scherzer, Gray, Carter, Latz. Interesting. First one to Pena is down. 5 straight balls he's thrown since that opening strike. Runner on first base. Yainer Diaz walked. No outs. Jeremy Pena is up at the bat looking to do something here and give the Astros some more runs. Here comes the pitch from Leclerc. That one's on the outside corner, but is that called ball? Wow, they called that a ball. Yeah, Leclerc looks a little disappointed there, and I would too. That was a good pitch. 2 balls, no strikes to Pena. Here comes the pitch. That one's another one outside. Ball 3. 3-0. Wow. 7 straight balls by Leclerc. One of those questionable. Definitely a strike, but was called ball by the ump. 3-0 against Pena. Here comes the pitch. That one's on the outside corner, but called strike finally. Glad he got that pitch. I don't want Pena to see See those pitches called strikes, but it's not fair for either one of the pitchers to get bad calls from the ump. 3-1. Here comes the pitch to Pena. Swing and a miss right down the gut, 96 miles an hour. That was a perfect pitch to be hitting. Pena just couldn't get the bat on it. Full count. Runner on first base. Diaz camped out over there, looking to break camp and move to second or third or even home. Send him to his home, Pena. 3-2, no outs. Here comes the pitch from Leclerc. Nope, long pause. Now here it comes. It looks like it's going to be a single to the gap, and it is. It bounces into center field, left center field. Diaz is going to be held up at second. Pena's on first. Astros have runners on first and second with no outs. So the pitch that Pena missed right down the middle, he had another one, a 97-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball right in the zone. That time, Pena did not miss it. Solid hit right into left center field, and now the Rangers are having a meeting at the mound discussing what's going on here. The coach is actually out talking to Leclerc. He's shaking him and rubbing him on the arm. Ump says, "Come out," or ump comes out and says, "All right, guys, that's enough. Time to break for ice cream." The big bat of Jake Meyers comes up. Jake batting an amazing .232 for the season. He was struck out earlier, but that's only because Jake allowed it. He was hit by pitch because they were scared to pitch to him. Let's see what happens here. The very first pitch from Leclerc comes in. He shows bunt, pulls back, ball one. One 1-0 against Big Jake Meyers. I don't know why he's showing bunt with a runner in scoring position. He could try to get a hit. But let's see. Showing bunt again, and he does get it down, but he fouls it off for strike one, 1-1. Yeah, I think if you're going to bunt the ball, you need to come around and square up. If it's obvious you're going to be bunting, coming around at the last moment, that makes it more difficult to lay down a good bunt, I think. Let's see if he tries to bunt again on this 1-1 pitch. Yeah, he is. He does lay it down. It bounces off the plate, and that's going to be a foul ball again for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, so Jake gets behind in the count again, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes against Jake Meyers. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch from Leclerc, the 1-2 pitch. He's still trying to bunt. He lays this one down. It's perfect. It goes to Leclerc, who's barely able to make the throw to first base to get Meyers. Amazing job by Meyers to get that bunt down on a 1-2 count. Runners advance to second and third. So we have 1 out. Yainer Diaz on third base. Jeremy Pena on second base. That was a perfect bunt. The only way that bunt could have been more perfect is if Meyers had placed it to where he would have had an even better chance to beat the throw, but that one was perfect. There was no way that Leclerc had a chance to go to third or second. Victor Caratini is going to be pinch hitting now for Chas McCormick. I'm okay with this decision. Caratini is actually batting .500 with runners in scoring position. He's going to be batting left-handed. I'm very okay with them taking McCormick out and putting Caratini in. Caratini batting .260. Rangers call another timeout. It looks like they might be. Are they swapping the pitcher? No. Leclerc and the catcher are having a meeting on the mound. Yeah, they're stalling the game. It looks like the coaches they're right at the gate of the dugout. They're gonna be bringing in a reliever here. They're not gonna let Leclerc face Caratini. Yep. They were just stalling for more time to give the pitcher some time to warm up. The Rangers actually had a left-hander and a right-hander warming up. I guess they were waiting to see who the Astros might bring in. But the thing is, Caratini is a switch hitter. He can hit right and left. It looks like they're bringing in Andrew Chafin. Andrew Chafin. I guess he hasn't been with the Rangers. Did they just acquire him? I don't see any pictures of him in a Rangers uniform. That's interesting. I'll try to update his pictures on the screen. It takes me a moment to do this. It's much easier to get the Astros images on the screen simply because I have their pictures, but I don't have the opposing team's pictures saved, so I have to do that real quick. All right, there's that. Okay. Give me just a moment, guys. They were still on break. They haven't come back. Andrew Chafin is on the mound warming up right now. When he comes, when the game continues or resumes, Chafin will be facing Victor Caratini, who looked like he was going to be batting left-handed. We'll see if that remains consistent. Okay, there we go. Got that updated on the screen for you. Yep, Chafin, the left-hander. He's about to deliver his first pitch to Caratini, who is now batting right-handed. First pitch is in the dirt, ball one. So whenever they brought in Chafin, Caratini walked around to the other side of the plate to bat right-handed. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. 2 runners on, second and third. That one's high, almost hits Caratini in the shoulder. 2 balls, no strikes. Here in the top of the 7th, 1 out, runners on second and third. Caratini calls for timeout. Steps out, takes a deep breath. Looks like he's just trying to calm himself, stay calm. He looks really calm and cool already. Nice base hit here would go a long way. 2-0 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Chafin. That's a ball in the dirt. It bounces up and had to be blocked by the catcher. Ball 3-0. So Chafin comes in from the bullpen to face Caratini and throws 3 straight balls. Big old mustache on Chafin. Big hair, big mustache. Does he have the boisterous personality to go with it, I wonder? 3-0 count. Here comes the pitch to Caratini. That's high, ball 4. Bases are going to be loaded for Mauricio Dubon unless they bring in a pinch hitter. Let's see what the Astros do here. It looks like Dubon is going to bat. 4 straight pitches, a walk by Andrew Chafin. 1 out. Mauricio Dubon comes up. Here's the first pitch to him. Too far inside, ball 1. 5 straight balls right out of the bullpen. Dubon has a 64% RBI percentage chance with runners on third. Next pitch to him is finally a strike in the bottom part of the zone, 1-1. The league average with runners on third is 51%. Dubon's up to 64%. Got a good chance of scoring a run. Let's see if he can do it here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Chafin. In the dirt. Did he go too far? Yes, he did. Another check swing strike by Dubon. That's 3 in the last 2 at-bats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If Dubon doesn't do anything here, you got to feel bad as the coach for not making a change. Maybe bring in Singleton. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. I guess he decided that he was going to be swinging no matter what on that. That's strike 3. 2 outs. Now, this is a big moment because Pedro Leon, in his 3rd game with the Astros, his 3rd major league game, comes up to bat with bases loaded in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. This is an amazing opportunity for him, his career, and this Astros team and the crowd. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, low in the zone, breaking ball, 83 miles an hour, strike 1. Leon has a flyout and a strikeout this game. He had a really hard hit on his first at-bat the other day. This ball's low, another breaking ball taken for ball 1. He doesn't bite at that one. 1-1. Andrew Chafin pitching for the Rangers, trying to get out of this inning, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs, 1-1 count on Pedro Leon. That ball's on the inside corner, strike 2. Not a really great hit, kind of inside, or not a really great pitch to hit, a little on the inside, but it was right on the edge of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes rather. 2 outs, bases full. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt, another bouncer. Catcher is able to keep it in front of him. Runners cannot advance. 2-2, the count is even. Man, everybody behind the plate watching the game, they're all drinking beer. All got their big cups of expensive beer. It's probably $25 a cup. There's no telling how much it is nowadays. 2-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Chafin. Another bouncer. That one bounces way before the plate. A good 3 feet in front of the plate. Blocked again by the catcher. Chafin just trying his best to give the Astros a wild pitch run here. The count is now full. It couldn't get any better than this. Full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs for Pedro Leon, the new guy. Chafin gets the call. Here comes the pitch. Is that a balk? No, he stepped off. He stepped off and did a fake throw to second, but I thought that might have been a balk. It is not. Chafin's back on the mound. We're going to have the full count pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him, strike 3 on the outside corner. That looks like it would have been a strike either way. It was on the outside corner. Leon couldn't get it. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Man, those are the really exciting moments. Leon is watching it on the replay screen. I guess he wants to see it. Can't blame me. I'd want to see it too, but pitch like that, you got to come through on, man. The Astros had runners on, bases loaded, with 1 out, and they come away with nothing. Astros doing Astro things. I kid you not. I'm tired of being so cynical and sarcastic about the way the Astros are playing, but I'm right. So if I'm just right, is it really cynical and sarcastic? I made a joke in a game the other day about one of the players coming to bat, and I said he's hoping that he can get on base so he can be stranded. But to be honest, it's true. The Astros, in the beginning of the year, but especially since the All-Star break, the Astros have just decided to become the biggest stranding runners baseball team in all of MLB. I challenge you to find a team that strands more runners on base than the Houston Astros right now. All right. Going into the bottom of the 7th, the game's still tied. Despite all those runners on base, Astros only have 2 hits. Rangers with 3 hits and 1 run. Astros 1 run on a solo shot by Alex Bregman. Rangers 1 run on an error by Chas McCormick on a throwing error to home. Both teams have lucky runs, I guess. Well, Alex Bregman's hit less lucky, more skill. But a terrible throw that was, it must have been a good 20 feet off the plate. How do you throw such a wild throw on a shallow fly ball to home plate? You get a shallow fly ball and you throw it to home and you're a good 20 feet off the mark. How is that even possible? Unless you're just not meant to be playing in the outfield. And they did pull him out, and Caratini was able to walk. But the Astros don't convert. Now Brian Abreu's on the mound. He's going to be facing Nathaniel Lowe as we start the bottom of the 7th. That first pitch is high, 83 miles an hour, ball 1. I'll tell you this, whatever team decides to start hitting the ball and scoring a run, they deserve the game more at this point. They deserve it because they finally locked in and started hitting. That ball is in there for a strike, 1-1. Trey Cabbage is replacing Chas McCormick out in left field. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that one's way high. Diaz almost having to stand up to get it. Ball 2, 2-1. Next pitch is, that was a good pitch right in the bottom of the zone, but they called it ball 3. So the umpire not giving those edge of the zone pitches or calls to either pitcher. Next pitch is fouled away by Lowe out to the left side. That's going to be a full count, 3-2. Brian Abreu gets the new ball and rubs it up. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Lowe. That one's in the high part of the zone, fouled back, no play. Count remains full at 3-2. 85 miles per hour on that one. Here comes another full count pitch from Abreu. Lowe swings on that inside pitch and misses. That'll be strike 3. 1 strikeout for Abreu and 1 out so far here in the bottom of the 7th. Next batter is Adolis Garcia. First pitch to him is 98 miles an hour on the outside, but just too far out, ball 1. He does have a hit this game. Here comes the second pitch to him, a swing and a miss on the outside corner. That'll even the count, 1-1. I have to wonder about how the stress of these games actually affects this tumor that I have, because there's strong evidence that stress makes it worse. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, up and away. 98 mile per hour heater. Gets him swinging 1-2. Garcia's back in the box, ready to go. Here comes a pitch from Abreu. This one's hit up the middle. Looks like it might float. No! Myers makes a great diving catch. Gets the applause from Brian Abreu. Man, I thought for sure that one was going to get down. I want to see that replay. It looks like he caught that just off the top of the grass. Here comes the replay. Yeah, he got that, looks like less than a foot off the ground. Wow. What a great catch by Myers to save that one. 2 outs now. Leody Taveras comes up, takes the first pitch right on the outside corner for strike 1. Some good catches this game by the outfielders. This one is fouled away by Taveras, just trickles harmlessly down the first base line. Strike two. Outs above average. Jake Myers is tied for number one in American League out of all center fielders. So he's got a really good glove out there, getting some outs that are difficult. 0-2, here comes the 2-out 0-2 pitch. Did he go around? There was a check swing. They say he did not. Abreu does not get the call, 1-2. Taveras will get another pitch here. This will be the 15th pitch from Abreu. Bottom of the seventh, 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Abreu dealing to Leody Taveras, trying to get out of the inning, give the Astros another chance to do something in the 8th. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit down the right side. This time, much harder, but foul. Just like that little trickle foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count remains. Here comes the pitch from Abreu. That one bounces off the inside, almost took off Taveras' toes as he jumps out of the way and runs forward. That'll even up the count, 2-2. I'm going to go for another cup of weak coffee using the same grounds. I wonder if I have enough hot water. I'll check it in a moment. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Right in the middle, skied high, way up. Jeremy Pena gets it around the edge of the grass in the infield. He puts it away, no problem. That'll be out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Brian Abreu. We're going to go to the top of the 8th. Well, the game's still tied 1-1. And I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go grab some more hot water for my coffee. Jordan to get a hit and a home run from a bet to hit, please. Alright guys, I realized that I still had enough hot water left, so I didn't have to get up, but I did update, give you a simple summary in the chat of how the game's gone so far. It looks like the Rangers have in a new pitcher, David Robertson, ERA of 2.87. He's pitched 16, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Very first pitch jumped on by my hero, Jose Altuve, and he gets a single out into left field. Finally, Altuve comes through with a hit in the game, and I'm going to say it, I love me some Altuve. What can I do here? I can show this picture. That's right. Yeah, got me. Love me some Altuve. I haven't been able to show that in a long time, so I'm happy to be able to show it now. Altuve on first base with a leadoff single, very first pitch of the inning against David Robertson. Robertson comes right back with Bregman, a pitch against Bregman. That's a strike. Strike one. One runner on. Bregman, LSU power, baby. Come on. Let's do something here. Long delay by the pitcher. Finally brings it in. Fouled back. It's going to be strike two. Cameron Moore says, I need Jordan to get a hit and a home run from my bet to hit. Does that mean that you need him to get a hit and a home run separately, or just a home run? I guess you need both, right? A hit plus a home run. It might not happen. This is the 8th inning. They've only got limited bats. If it goes into extras, it could happen. Next pitch is in the dirt. Altuve steals. Good read by Altuve. The ball goes in the dirt, and it just trickles a few feet behind the catcher, but Altuve was off to the races as soon as he saw that, and he's able to advance to second base. Good read. Beautiful read by Altuve. That wasn't even a throw. The catcher hits his glove. Very disappointed in that, I can imagine, but Altuve just was on top of that. He was watching it all the way. So Altuve's on second with a 1-2 count on Alex Bregman. Here comes a pitch from Robertson. This one's hit up the middle. That's going to advance Altuve to third, but it should be an easy play at first, and it is. Bregman is out. I'm not sure why, but Altuve slid into third base. He and the third baseman are over there kind of laughing. Third base coach was kind of looking at him like, why did you slide? But that's the thing. Altuve is always diving and sliding. Sometimes I think that he doesn't need it at all. Cameron, I know you said you needed the hit and home run from Alvarez, but they're intentionally walking him, so sad to say, it's not likely that he's going to get that hit and home run that you need for your bet. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I really am. I'm not a betting guy myself, but I definitely don't like to see people lose money, so I'm sorry about that. Unless the game goes into extra innings, it doesn't seem likely that that will happen. So Yordan Alvarez is on first. Altuve is on third. Runners on the corners, one out with Yainer Diaz, who's been a hot hitter for the Astros. He doesn't have a hit yet this game. Let's see if he can turn that around. Robertson delivers way inside, almost clips Diaz on the arm. Ball one. I need to add some more water here. Almost out of water. That'd be just enough for about a 3/4 of a cup. 1-0. Here's the. Oh, why did he swing at that one? I was about to say ball two on the inside. Another one really inside, but Diaz took kind of a protective half swing at it to get out of the way, and they call it strike one. So the count is even 1-1. All we need is a little hit, Diaz. Just even a ground ball, a slow ground ball is okay. Inside again, he lays off. Ball two, 2-1. Robertson, I haven't been able to update Robertson's picture on the screen. Probably will not be able to do that. Oh, I didn't even put Abreu in. My bad, guys. Ignore the pictures that I have on the screen right now. Low breaking pitch, swing and a miss, even count, 2-2. Yainer Diaz looking to make something happen here, man. Let's do it. Diaz, this is the moment. I can feel it. Something big is coming for the Astros. 2-2. Robertson dealing. Here comes the pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball three. If he walks Diaz here, Jeremy Pena will come up, who had a really nice single last at bat. Full count, one out, runners on the corners. Robertson bringing the pitch to Yainer Diaz. Here it comes, inside, called ball four. It was just inside. It was no more than 2 inches off the plate. Bases are loaded. Jeremy Pena comes up with one out. Once again, the Astros have bases loaded and one out. Excellent opportunity for Pena right here. So much going on. I'm trying to get it out as quickly as I can. My mouth is it's all tied up in knots. Here's the first pitch to Pena. A little low, but taken for strike one. Some of these pitches are just bouncing out of the catcher's glove. I'm not sure exactly why, if it's because of the movement or what, but he's dropped a few. 0-1. Here comes the pitch from Robertson. Pena looking to do something. Takes another strike on the inside corner. 0-2 just like that against Jeremy Pena. Both pitches right on the edge of the zone. One in the low part of the zone. Below it, actually. Next one right on the corner on the inside. Jeremy took a brief moment to step out of the box. And now he's ready to go. Looks like Robertson's got his pitch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Pena. Bounces away. Is Altuve going to score? No, he's not. He wasn't able to go. He looked like he thought about it. That pitch was in the dirt. It bounced over to the right side. The catcher was able to keep it in front of him, but it bounced over to the left. Altuve thought about going, but then he decided to wait. It seemed to me like after seeing the replay, it was a wise decision. He didn't have a huge lead. That's going to be 1-2. First ball to Pena. Nerve-wracking. 1 out, bases loaded. 1-2 to Pena. Here comes the pitch from Robertson. Low and in the dirt. Ball 2. Counts even, 2-2. Whew. Even count, bases loaded. Astros with their best opportunity to get some runs on the board in a long time. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Pena. This one is a grounder up the left side. It's going to score a run. He's safe. They go home, but Altuve beats it. No outs on that play. A bouncer, a slow bouncer to shortstop. He fires home, but Altuve was already there. No chance at all to get him. All runners are safe. Bases remain loaded. 1 out. Pena pulls through with a slow bouncer to shortstop. Just a big, slow bouncer. I don't even know why he came home. Altuve's foot was on the plate before that ball ever got there. Good hustle by Altuve to be there. Astros take the lead again, 2-1 on that infield hit by Pena. That brings up Jake Myers. Bases still loaded and 1 out. Here comes the pitch to him. On the outside corner, strike 1, low and away, but right on that corner. Can't take a pitch like that. Once again, all Myers has to do is get a slow roller or a little single. Turn this game around. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Myers. And that one's similar spot, but a little too far outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Just like that, the game kind of becomes exciting. Bases loaded, 2-1 Astros, 1 out. Jake Myers at the bat, 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Robertson. That one's right on the outside corner. That was a beautiful pitch by Robertson, 94 miles per hour. Just nicked the outside corner, got the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Myers doesn't have a hit yet this game. He did get hit. If he got hit right here, it would drive in another run. Don't want him to be in any pain, but we'll take those runs, right? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Jake Myers. This one's low and away, but a swing and a miss for out number 2. Myers chases a bad pitch. That could have been another ball for sure. That'll bring up, I believe, Caratini, unless, no, that's right, Cabbage is now in, because Caratini was the pinch hitter, but then they put Cabbage out in the field, so he'll be batting. Not my preference, but if he can do something here, I will be very, very happy. 2 outs, bases loaded. First pitch to Cabbage, taken as a strike on the outside lower corner. Cabbage batting .222 this year. I have often compared his batting to old rotten cabbage. It's because that's the way it smells. 0-1 pitch, here it comes. This one is fouled back. High fastball inside, strike 2. After all of this effort, loading up the bases, if the Astros just come away with 1 run, I mean, it's something. But once again, so disappointing. But I just feel that they can do it. They really can do it. Jordan with a really big leadoff third. he could easily score with just a simple hit. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 1, 1-2. Astros now with 4 hits and 2 runs. And that one error, that one throwing error by McCormick. Rangers with 3 hits, 1 run, no errors. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Trey Cabbage. David Robertson dealing on the mound with 2 outs and bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Check swing, did he? He did not go around. That is ball 2, 2-2. I'm glad he held up on that pitch. That was a good breaking pitch by Robertson, but Cabbage able to hold back somehow. Evens the count. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. This one's hit way up in the air. Is it going to be playable? It goes over to the third base side and right behind the Rangers dugout. Bounces right off the top of the dugout, actually. Just out of play. Count remains 2-2. Robertson is now up to 25 pitches. He's having to work pretty hard. I'm not familiar with Robertson, so I don't know how many pitches or innings he normally tosses. If you're a Rangers fan, you could probably tell me that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 outs. Trey Cabbage at the bat. Robertson deals. Did he go around? There was a check swing. Ball 3, full count. He held up. Robertson takes a moment to rub the new ball. Spits, looks around. Working up a sweat right now. This will be his 27th pitch of the inning. Yeah, Jordan's taking such a big lead. He's almost halfway home. Here's the pitch, a strike 3 right down the middle. What a beautiful pitch to be swinging on. And Cabbage couldn't even get his bat on the ball. My God, 93 miles per hour right in the middle of the plate. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Astros go down with only 1 run after getting all those guys on base. The most they can do is get that 1 run off that trickle hit by Pena. They do come away with 1, but what another disappointing stranding of the runners. The tradition of the Houston Astros, the current Astros tradition is to strand runners like crazy. And they don't disappoint. They do it again. Let's see here. Hard to say who the Astros have coming in here in the bottom of the 8th. Might be Ryan Presley. I'm going to take a guess and say that it is Presley. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. I'm just taking a guess, guys. It might not be. I'm just taking a guess. We'll see if I'm right. Okay, I see. I made a little boo-boo there. Give me 1 second. I'm updating some information on the screen. There we go. Brian Abreu was on the mound for the Astros. I'm not sure if he still is. I haven't had an update, but I'm just taking a guess to say that Presley is coming in, but that was just my guess. I was right. Ryan Presley is on the mound. 42.2 innings, 3.38 ERA, 46 strikeouts, 13 walks. He's warming up. All right, let's see who's coming up for the Rangers. Carson Kelly. Nope, not Carson Kelly. They've got a pinch hitter coming in. They haven't updated on the screen, so I don't know his name. The very first pitch is grounded to Mauricio Dubon at first base. He flips to Presley, and out number 1. Just like that, in the bottom of the eighth, one pitch, one out for the Astros. Rangers had, it was Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim was the batter, the pinch hitter, who batted for Kelly. I should bring up Josh Smith. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Here comes the first pitch from Presley. Ground ball again, straight to Dubon, who makes a great catch. Another flip to Presley for out number 2. Exactly the same as the first pitch to the first batter, except that one was much harder to catch for Dubon, but same result. Flipped it to Presley, out number 2. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Man, I want to see more of this style from the Astros. 2-1 is the score, guys. Astros leading the Rangers in Arlington in the bottom of the 8th. The Astros call a break, little meeting on the mound as Corey Seager comes to bat. Seager has no hits today. He has 1 strikeout, batting .275 for the season. 1 for 6 versus Presley with 2 strikeouts. Two outs. Corey Seager is in the box. Presley's now on the mound. He's got the call that he wants from the catcher. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on that breaking ball. 0-1. Man, what a close game. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Presley. Seager takes that one high and outside for ball 1. Guys, I appreciate you coming in. Looks like I've got more than a dozen listening in. I appreciate you all being here. It's getting kind of exciting right now as it gets towards the end of the game. Next pitch is low, taken for ball 2. 2-1 is the count against Corey Seager. Ryan Presley dealing with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's a swing and a miss. Nice movement on that inside pitch, 89 miles per hour. Looked like it was going to be in the zone, but it quickly scooted into the inside corner. Nice slider by Presley. Evens up the count, 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Another one identical to that, just a little lower, but this one is taken for ball 3. Full count on Seager. Astros 1 strike away from ending this 8th. Presley calls timeout. Apparently he's got an issue with his shoe. He has to tie his shoe real quick and tuck in his sock. Now he's back up on the rubber, ready to go. Here comes the full count pitch to Seager. That one hit very hard out to right field. Is it going to make it? Yep, it's gone. Just like that, Presley gives up the long ball. Unsurprising. Completely unsurprising. But that he does it with 2 outs on a 3-2 pitch is absolutely insane. Astros do all that work in the last inning to get all these runners on. And they only come away with 1 run. Seager hits a home run and evens it up on a full count with 2 outs. Ryan Presley has a tendency to give up these long ball hits, and he knew as soon as he threw that one, as soon as he saw it come off the bat, rather, it was gone. 2-2. That brings up Marcus Semien. First pitch to him is inside, check swing. Looks like he did not go around. That'll be ball 1. Just like that, Presley giving up the ghost, man. Come on. 1-0 pitched in the dirt, outside, ball 2. Presley shaking his head over and over again. Not getting the pitch that he wants. He finally gets the pitch that he likes. Here comes the pitch, 2-0. A little low and outside, but he gets the call. Strike one. Man, what a disappointment. Talk about having a high and then just having it dashed like that. Ridiculous. 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Strike two. Swing and a miss. Man. I can understand if you have a control problem and you accidentally leave one in the zone. But you got to be extra careful when you're pitching in a situation like that. Another pitch on the inside, swing and miss, strike three. So Presley does get out of the inning, but not before giving up a one-run shot and allowing the Rangers to tie this game again. Astros get one run in the third. Rangers tie it up in the fifth. Astros get another run in the eighth. Rangers tie it up again in the eighth. So we're going to go in the top of the ninth, guys. Game tied 2-2. Let me take a look at the, whoops. Clicked the wrong button there. Went on to another screen. 4 hits for each team. Astros have 1 error. If not for that error from Chas McCormick, the Astros would still have the lead. Let's look at the lineup coming up in the top of the eighth, or top of the ninth rather, for the Astros. It looks like we're going to have Mauricio Dubon, followed by Pedro Leon and Jose Altuve, unless there's some kind of change. That's the way it stands currently. I appreciate you guys being in the, not necessarily in the chat. I don't see any comments except for the one by Cameron. But I do appreciate you guys listening in. Thanks for being here. I don't really see any likes on the video. I would really appreciate if you would like the video. Even if you're not an Astros fan, you might be a Rangers fan listening in, or you might just be curious about the game. Regardless, I'd appreciate a like on the video. Subs always help. But if you're not an Astros fan, I'm not going to ask you to sub. However, at the very least, like the video. It helps me to get to more viewers and build the channel. I've only done maybe 20 games, maybe even less, but no more than 20 games so far. And I'm only going to be able to keep doing this if I'm able to grow the channel and get to a relatively decent amount of subscribers. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop doing it just because of money issues. I have to focus my free time on finding other ways to make money online. I'm going to school full-time studying Japanese, and in my free time, I teach online and do these games. But right now, it's not making me any money to do this. So just like the video, I'd appreciate that. Kirby Yates is on the mound for the Rangers. He's facing John Singleton, who's batting for Mauricio Dubon. John Singleton is batting .231 this year. He does have a big bat. He's got 9 home runs. He's able to hit the ball hard. Swinging a foul back for strike one. So it's 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. This one's low for ball one. 1-1 from Yates. Towards the end of these games, when the opposing team starts changing the pitcher a lot, it's difficult for me to change it on my screen, so bear with me on that. 1-1. Here comes the pitch to Singleton. This one's hit down the line. Is that fair? No, just foul. He ripped it down the line right past the first baseman, but it was just foul. Nice, strong hit by Singleton, but that'll be strike two. 1-2. Let's take a look at that again. Wow. That could not have been closer. It started off fair, but it curved as it bounced down the line and just barely went foul. That would have been a nice extra base hit for Singleton. No outs. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Yates. Singleton ready. Apparently Singleton was not ready. He took a big swipe at that high inside pitch and couldn't connect, and that'll be strike three. First out here in the top of the ninth. I don't know if you're still listening, Cameron, but if this game does go into extra innings, maybe you will wind up getting your hit and home run from Yordan Alvarez. Who knows? Pedro Leon, the new guy, is up. First pitch to him is a swing and foul off his foot. No hits this game for Leon. He's got 2 strikeouts. He did look pretty good in his opening game. He's been struggling since then. Let's see if he can do something here with 1 out in the top of the 9th. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Yates. Just off the inside corner for ball 1. 1-1. I'm glad the umpire didn't call that one a strike. It was about 2 inches outside, or 2 inches inside. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Takes that one. Man, that was high and inside. Called strike. Disappointing call on that one, ump. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pedro Leon. Yates looking for the sign that he wants, and he's got it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him low. Another strikeout for Pedro Leon. He has 3 strikeouts this game. He's going to have better plate appearances than that. Pedro Leon looking like Jeremy Pena last game. Last game, Pena was swinging at everything in the dirt, inside, outside, all over the place, everywhere but the strike zone. Striking out like crazy. I didn't know this, but you say Kikuchi attended the same high school as Shohei Ohtani. But it kind of makes sense, though, because there are some really famous high schools here that are really focused in on baseball, and the best players want to go there. First pitch to my hero, Jose Altuve, is a ball. 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes to Altuve. This one is grounded. The next pitch, 87 miles per hour, kind of a low pitch, but grounded foul by Altuve. Altuve takes his helmet off, looks around for a moment, steps back in the batter's box, ready to go. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Yates. That one's a little outside, called ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Altuve definitely with the ability to take the lead. He hasn't had a home run in nearly 70 at-bats. Longest streak ever, I think, for him. That one's low and away, ball 3. 3-1. A walk wouldn't be bad, but a solo shot would be preferable. Come on, Altuve. Let's do some magic here, man. 3-1. Here's the pitch from Yates. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That was a nice pitch on the outside corner. 87 miles per hour. Altuve steps out of the box for a moment. Takes a breather. Now he's back in, ready to go. Yates is looking for the signal. He's got what he wants. Full count, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Altuve at the bat. Here comes the pitch. He hits it up the... Nope, doesn't get through. Picked up by Seager. Fires out, gets him at first. That'll be the 3rd out. Astros don't get anything. Game's going to stay tied 2-2 as we move into the bottom of the 9th. Rangers and the Astros bats just not able to do much this game. Goodness gracious me. Hader is warming up and he's going to come in the game. That means I can change Presley's image to Hader. Josh Hader. There we go. Andrew Chafin is not in this game, but I don't know who is currently pitching. I don't have the image, rather, of the current pitcher of the Rangers. It's all good. No big deal. This inning right here, this bottom of the 9th, will determine if this game goes into the 10th or not. So far, it's been Astros score, Rangers score, Astros score, Rangers score. Astros did not score in the top of the 9th. If it stays consistent, then neither will the Rangers. Josh Hader is going to be on the mound for the Astros here in the bottom of the 9th, facing Josh Young. I would imagine that they're not going to be pinch hitting him. followed by Wyatt Langford and Nathaniel Lowe, barring any pinch hitting changes. If there are, I will make you aware of those. What a game. What a game. Watching the live stream. I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Please, if you can, just take a moment to like the video. It would help out the channel, help it to grow, become more successful, give me an opportunity to keep doing it. First pitch from Hader against Young is right in there, 93 miles an hour. No, I'm sorry, 83. Strike one. Change up looks like. Hader comes set. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he hold up? That was close, but they say he didn't go around. That'll be ball one. Count is even. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. This one's fouled back and away for strike two. 1-2. Young today has one hit, one walk, and he was left on base. Batting .333 for the season. No, is that right? Strike three, swing and miss. Hader gets him. Beautiful pitch, 82 miles an hour. That'll be the first out of the inning. 2 outs away from a possible 10th inning, guys. That was a low inside pitch. Got a big hack, but Young just wasn't able to touch it. Beautiful slider. That brings up Wyatt Langford. First pitch to him. Hit very high and out of play. Way off behind the dugout on the third base side. One strike, no balls. Tight game, guys. It's been like that the whole game. Tied up at 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard down the third base line. Another foul. That'll be strike 2. 0-2 is the count against Langford. The DH for the Rangers. Nathaniel Lowe on deck. 6 pitches now for Josh Hader. He's got the signal, and here comes the delivery. Another foul ball. That one goes back this time. 3 straight foul balls by Langford, who is swing happy right now. No balls, 2 strikes. I'm supposed to meet a friend after this game, just after lunch here in Japan. But if it goes into extra innings, I might be delayed. Josh Hader, gets that pitch on the inside corner. Really should have been called right on the edge of the plate, right on the edge of the zone. But the umpire lays off for ball 1. That should have been strike 3 looking. Counts 1-2 instead. Here comes the next pitch. Another one inside. That one's a good 3 or 4 inches inside. Ball 2. 2-2. Goodness gracious. Missed opportunities there. It's sad when the ump gives stuff up. But here's the 2-2 pitch to Langford. Swing and another foul ball. Count remains 2-2 with 1 out. That's the 10th pitch for Hader. He takes a moment to step off the mound, grab the rosin bag. Now he's back on the rubber. Looks up to get the pitch call. He's got what he wants. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Langford. That one's way outside, 96 mile per hour, a good foot off the plate. Full count. So after battling through this, at bat with Langford, we're at a full count. Here comes the pitch. That one's inside, fouled back again. That was the pitch that Hader needed to sneak by because it was well in the zone, but it was inside. Langford wasn't having it and was able to stay alive with that foul ball. I like how all the Rangers fans back behind the screen are just sitting there with their arms crossed. They look so bored. I can understand. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Langford swings again and fouls it back. How many pitches is that? 10. 10 pitches now to Langford. Amazing. Hader working up a sweat. This is going to be his 14th pitch of the inning with 1 out. Wyatt Langford with a 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch. That was low and away, ball 4. Hader loses the battle. Good at bat by Langford. Foul off everything and get a walk with 1 out. So here in the bottom of the 9th, the Rangers have a runner on. Nathaniel Lowe comes up to bat. Lowe batting .261 for the season. Wyatt Langford's got a really good sprinter speed, so he's a threat to steal. First pitch to Nathaniel Lowe is right in the bottom part of the zone. Beautiful pitch for strike 1. 96 mile per hour fastball. Can't argue with that one. 0 for 2 today's Lowe with a walk. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, high fastball, 97 miles an hour. Just like that, 0 and 2 count against Lowe. It'll be interesting to see what Hader comes in here with. Langford on first base. Lowe at the bat, 0 and 2 is the count. Here comes a pitch from Hader. That's a little outside, taken for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Hader brings in the pitch. This one is grounded, a little tap, but it's just foul. Only about 12 feet or so from the plate. Just trickled foul. Could have been a really easy out for Hader if he'd been able to get to it, but the runner definitely would have made it to second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. 1 runner on first base. Low batting. Hader delivers the 1-2 pitch. This one's fouled away inside, but fouled to the left side. Fouled away down the third baseline. Lowe fights it off. I can't tell if Hader's shoes are just really old or if they're supposed to be this old yellow-white color. Interesting. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Oh, Hader falls off the mound. During the delivery, Hader falls off the mound and they call a balk. That's going to send Langford to second base. I'm interested to see that replay. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like his foot got caught. It seems that his foot slipped off the rubber when he went into his motion, and that caused him to trip and fall. He didn't even get to throw the ball. They automatically called a balk. And that moves Langford to second base. So we've got 1 out, runner on second, 1-2 count against Lowe. Here comes the pitch from Hader. The runner is stealing third, but Langford has to go back on that foul ball. Looks like they had possibly a hit and run going there. Count remains 1-2. Langford getting a little saucy there, trying to take third. Would have enjoyed seeing Diaz throw him out at third. That'd have been great. We're reset. Same pitch again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second. 1 out. Hader taking a nice long look at Langford on second. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 right in there. Swing and miss. 96 miles per hour fastball. Lowe could not get around on it. Out number 2. Hader trying to shut this down and send the game into the 10th. A Adolis Garcia comes up to bat with 2 outs, runner on second, facing Josh Hader. Here comes the first pitch, and that one's low and inside. A steamer fastball out of the zone for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Garcia. This one's also inside, fouled up, and it's going to be out of play over on the right side. 1-1 is the count. Hader taking a little more care to keep his eye on Langford at second base so that he doesn't have another opportunity to steal. 1-1 count against Garcia. He calls timeout, steps out of the box. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs against Garcia. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Langford remaining on second base. Josh Hader ahead in the count. 1 strike away from the 10th inning. Let's see if we can do it here, guys. Here comes the pitch from Hader. Right on the outside corner. Just a little too far out. That's going to be ball 2. 25 pitches now for Hader in this inning. That's a lot. That's a lot for anybody to be throwing in 1 inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Garcia. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Got him, strike 3. We're going to go into the top of the 10th, guys. Garcia is not able to advance the runner. Game remains tied. Astros will come up to have another chance here in the top of the 10th. Alex Bregman will lead it off, followed by Yordan Alvarez and Yainer Diaz. Extra innings. This game is pretty darn close. Wow, it says I have 29 in the stream. Thank you guys for being here. It looks like the poll has shifted. The Astros were at a 75% chance earlier. Now that the Rangers, according to the poll, 52% chance of winning. Now that we're going into extra innings, do you guys have any changes on that? Now it's at 50-50. It suddenly changed. It's going back and forth. I don't know yet who the pitcher is going to be for the Rangers. Kirby Yates was the last pitcher. He may still be on the mound for the Rangers. Let me see if they already have that updated on ESPN. Sometimes ESPN has it updated before I see it on MLB. Top of the 10th. I don't see it yet. Let me click on the Rangers and see if they have it. Yeah, they don't have it updated beyond Yates, so they might still have him in the game. MLB TV still on break here, just waiting. For them to come back to the game. While they're doing that, I'm going to look for a picture of Yates. Yep, Kirby Yates is still in the game for the Rangers. Alex Bregman takes a strike for the very first pitch. Bregman got the scoring started with a solo home run back in the 3rd, but hasn't done much else other than that. 0-1 pitch from Yates is on the way. Bounced foul down the 3rd baseline, 0-2. Kirby Yates. I got that updated on the screen. Now I need to remove the base runner. Next pitch to Bregman is on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bregman goes down on 3 pitches. Takes a strike, fouls it off, swinging strike. Result is the same. Out number 1. Top of the 10th, the Astros do nothing so far. in this inning. Yordan Alvarez is going to be intentionally walked again. Now, this is extra innings, guys, so we already have one runner on second base. Astros have a pinch runner on second. Yordan Alvarez is on first. They don't give him a chance to hit. They're going to go straight to Yainer Diaz. He has 2 walks tonight, but no hits yet. Here comes the pitch to him. Almost hit him on the very first pitch. He says it got him. He says it touched him. And the umpire says, okay, go on to first. He claims he was hit. The umpire says, okay, but looks like the Rangers might try to contest that. They're calling for it. Yeah, the Rangers are trying to make a decision if they want it checked, and it looks like they are going to check it. Let's take a look at the replay. It doesn't look like it got him on that replay, but difficult to see from that angle. They're showing another angle, but it's just too fast. Can't see it there. There might be enough. It's hard to say if there's enough there to overturn that. Now they're kind of arguing. Diaz says it got him on the hand. Rangers are saying it got the bat, the back of the bat, but it's difficult to see from that replay. I have no comment on that, whether they can overturn it or not. They're looking at it over. This is the best angle. Let's see. Well, I don't know, guys. It could go either way. The umpires are looking at it. I guess they send it to New York. That's where they look at the replays, I believe. They're waiting for the signal to see if it's going to stand. If it stands, the bases will be loaded. But on that replay, you can't see at all whether it hit him or not. And if they said it did hit him, he's going to first. You can't overturn it unless it's clear. There's no, yeah, they say definitive evidence, and there is no definitive evidence one way or the other. Long delay on the call here. Call in the field stands. They say he's hit. He's going to get first base. You know, if it didn't touch him, that's disappointing. But the thing is, there's not a single replay angle there that proves otherwise. So if it did touch him on the hand, then, you know, there you go. But if it didn't, there's no way you can overturn it. So, I don't have any runners on. I need to load up the bases here. The Astros have bases loaded now with 1 out. Excellent opportunity here in the 10th inning. Top of the 10th, 1 out. Jeremy Pena comes up. Bases loaded. Kirby Yates on the mound. Here comes the first pitch to Pena. Oh, that one hits Pena on the arm. He nails him on the very first pitch. The Astros are going to walk a run in, or the Rangers are going to walk Altuve in, because the very first pitch from Yates just nails Pena, and Yates is yelling at himself on the mound. He is really angry. His face is red. Wow. That one went straight at Pena and hit him on the right arm. Pena was coming around like he was going to swing, and it hit him on the right forearm on the inside. Astros lead 3-2. Still bases loaded with 1 out. That's going to bring up Jake Myers, the biggest threat in this Astros lineup, batting in the 6th slot with a .231 average. If there's one guy the Rangers don't want to face right now, it's Jake Myers. If it's one guy that the Rangers don't want to face, it's Jake Myers, right? Wow, 32 people watching, guys. Thanks for joining. We're in the top of the 10th. More drama in this game as the Astros get a questionable hit on the hand of Diaz to load the bases, and then Jeremy Pena immediately gets hit on the forearm by Yates to walk in a run. They're now up by 1, 3-2. Jake Myers is up with 1 out, bases loaded. Here comes a pitch from Yates. Right in there, strike 1. He cruises one straight into the zone. Yates was yelling. Man, he was yelling at the umpire. I'm surprised the umpire didn't toss him. It looked like he had some choice words there. 0-1 is the count for Jake Myers. 0-2 for this game so far. That one's in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. 1-1, the count is even. I can understand Yates being a little upset, but the truth is there was absolutely nothing he could do in that situation. Just pitch, forget about it and move on. 1-1, here comes the pitch to Jake Myers. This one is grounded, just foul on the left side. It's going to be strike 2. 1-2. Man. Give us an insurance run, Big Jake. Myers is an outstanding outfielder. He's tied for high percentage, difficult catches out in center field. He's got 11 this year, but he hasn't been doing too much behind the plate. Let's see if he can be a hero here. Here comes the pitch. Hit to the left field, a line drive, but foul. What a good rip. A good solid hit by Myers. It would have been a single for sure, if not extra bases. That could have scored a couple of runs, but it was foul. Count remains 1-2. Yates up to 23 pitches. He's so red in the face. I think he's still angry. His face is the same color as his hat. He takes a big breath, and he's got the call he wants. Here comes the 24th pitch to Jake Myers. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Strike 3. Difficult. It's now 12 o'clock. I'm expecting my friends to message me any time from now to tell me that it's time for us to go meet for lunch. I hope that we're able to wrap this up. If I get the opportunity, I'll tell her to take her time. Trey Cabbage is up with bases loaded, 2 outs. Astros up by 1. Here's the pitch. First pitch is grounded to first base. Easy out. He tosses it to Yates, covers first base. That's going to do it. So the Astros once again load up the bases and give up 1 run, or get 1 run rather. Yates is cussing and yelling and screaming as he walks off the field. He is PO'd, but I don't understand why. That pitch to Diaz, it was originally called a hit by pitch, and you have to have definitive evidence to overturn it. That's out of his control. But the second pitch, he beamed Pena right on the arm. That's his fault. That's Yates' fault, so I don't understand why he's so upset about that. If he's yelling at himself, fine, but he keeps looking at the umpire and yelling, so I know he's not yelling about himself. Astros and Rangers still at just 4 hits each. In that inning, the Astros loaded up the bases with no hits. They had the runner at second because it's in extra innings. And then they had 2 hit by pitch to load up the bases. And were able to get 1 runner in on that. 4 hits each. 3 runs for the Astros, 2 runs for the Rangers, going in the bottom of the 10th. Don't know yet who's going to be on the mound for the Astros. Hader threw a lot of pitches in the last inning, so I would imagine it's not going to be him. Leody Taveras is scheduled to bat. Jonah Heim on deck, and Josh Smith after that. If there are any changes, I'll let you know. Let me check the chat right quick to see if anybody... I got 30 still watching. That's great. I think that's the most I've ever had in the chat. My channel's only been around now for, I don't know, maybe roughly a month. I've only called about 20 live games so far for the Astros. If you guys are able, I really appreciate you liking the stream, liking the video. It would really help me out and make me happy. I think, I need to leave a runner on second. Here in the bottom of the second, the Rangers are going to start off with a free runner on second. Okay, looks like Caleb Ferguson is going to be on the mound for the Astros. 35 innings pitched. ERA is 5.35. He was traded for just recently, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is excuse me, his only second appearance with the Astros. He's going to be facing Leody Taveras. With a runner on second, here's the first pitch. No, Robbie Grossman is a pinch hitter. That information just updated on the screen. Sorry about that. He takes a strike. 0-1 is the count. Adolis Garcia is the runner on second. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Grossman. This one's hit down the line, but foul. Strike 2. 0-2. Pinch hitting this season, 4 for 17, batting .235 is Robbie Grossman. 0-2 is the count here against Caleb Ferguson. Long look at Garcia at second. Here comes the pitch. High fastball out of the zone, ball 1-2. If you happen to see my video, if you're looking at the screen, please ignore those pitchers right now. Yates is not on the mound, and Hader is not on the mound. It's actually Caleb Ferguson, but I haven't updated that picture yet. If I get a chance to do it after this at bat, I will. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Robbie Grossman. Nice curveball. 81 miles an hour on the outside corner. Got him swinging. Out 1. And I'll see if I have Ferguson's picture here. Caleb Ferguson, do I have him? I thought I put him in the folder already, but I did not. I'll have to look up his picture. First pitch to Jonah Heim is fouled away for strike 1. Oh and 1 is the count against Heim. Here comes, well, no. Ferguson goes set. Now here's the pitch. Line drive foul. Got around way too early. That was an 81 mile per hour pitch. Heim just pulled it for strike 2, 0-2. Why do these games have to be so nerve-wracking? 0-2 count. Ferguson dealing to Jonah Heim. Here comes the pitch. Low in the dirt, another breaking pitch for a strikeout. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Caleb Ferguson. It's down to this. We're in the bottom of the 10th. Next batter, they're going to have a meeting at the mound first. Josh Smith is at the bat. Astros call a meeting at the mound with the infielders. All right, they break it up. Ferguson is back on the rubber and looking up to Yainer Diaz to get the signal. A little bit of a delay. He's finally got what he wants. Here comes the first pitch to Smith. 2 outs, runner on second here in the bottom of the 10th. A little low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Ferguson. In there, 94 miles per hour, right on the outside corner. Taken for strike 1. 1-1 is the count. Pretty exciting game, guys. Thanks for being here and listening in. 1-1, 2 outs against Josh Smith. Here comes the pitch from Ferguson. That one is a nice breaker, but it breaks too much and bounces off the dirt. Diaz is able to contain it. Garcia does not advance to third, but that's going to be ball 2, 2-1. Astros up by 1 run here in the bottom of the 10th. An opportunity to put it away. Take this first game in Arlington. Let's see. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Ball 3. Corey Seager is on deck. Ferguson really needs to get this out right here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Crowd is cheering a little bit. Here comes the delivery. This one's hit hard to right field. It's going to be gone. No question about it. That ball is gone. Rangers walk it off with a 2-run shot from Josh Smith. So the Rangers on the final out in the bottom of the 10th get a 2-run shot, a no-doubter on a pitch that just hung right over the plate by Caleb Ferguson. A complete letdown for the Astros in this game. If you are a Rangers fan, congratulations to you. And I'm going to pause. I'm not even going to look at the highlights there. That couldn't be a more disappointing first game loss in Arlington for the Astros. That's absolutely ridiculous. So I appreciate you guys joining. I'm going to give a really quick update and I'm going to get out of here. That was just too disappointing. Too disappointing. Quick game recap for you. Almost nothing going on in this game until the 10th. Almost all the runs were scored in the 10th inning. Astros got on the board first with an Alex Bregman homer to left field, almost 400 feet. Line drive shot, 1-0. In the bottom of the 5th, the Rangers came back and got a run on a throwing error by McCormick, tied the game up at 1. Both teams went and scored nothing in the next couple of innings. It wasn't until the top of the 8th that the Astros scored again when Pena had an infield single, and that scored Altuve to give the Astros the 2-1 lead, but the Rangers came right back in the bottom of the 8th to score. Seager homered to right center field to tie it up. 9th inning, nothing happened. Both teams put up goose eggs, even though the Astros threatened. In the 10th inning, the Astros had the best opportunity to rack up several runs. With a free runner, they were able to get 2 other runners on base and then drive in a run from a hit by pitch. With bases loaded and 1 out, they were not able to do anything else and strand a ton more runners, which is the typical nonsense that the Astros have been doing for just far too long now. Very, very frustrating to watch this type of performance. They come away with 1 run in the 10th, leading the game 3-2. Caleb Ferguson comes in. All he had to do was save the game. Just get 3 outs. He got the first 2 outs with the free runner on second. Gets into a full count situation, delivers a pitch right over the plate to Josh Smith, who punishes him for it. 410 feet to right field, a no-doubter. As soon as it came off the bat, Ferguson started cussing, and he deserves to be cussing because that was an absolutely hideous pitch, giving the Rangers the walk-off win 4-3. Rangers had 5 hits. Astros had 4 and 1 error. Thanks to that 1 error by McCormick, the Astros lose by 1. And that's it, guys. That's it for this game. I apologize for the terrible, terrible game for the Astros fans. If you're a Rangers fan, congratulations. But otherwise, pretty miserable. The Astros will be back tomorrow. I'll give you a quick preview of that game to let you know, if possible, who the starters are going to be for the Astros and the Rangers on the mound. It looks like it's going to be Framber Valdez starting against Tyler Mala, if that's how you say his name. Left-handed pitcher versus right-handed pitcher. And that's going to be pretty much it here, guys. The game tomorrow is going to be, I think, at the same time. For me here in Japan, it's going to start around 9 o'clock. I'll start the stream around 9 o'clock. Wherever you are in the world, you can adjust your clocks to that, but I already have the game scheduled. And if you want to come back and listen to that live stream, just remember to click on that. I've already got the game up. You can click on the live stream, notify me, to get notified of that. But for those of you who came in, I appreciate you stopping in, listening in. I had the biggest stream so far I've had. We got over 30 listening at the same time. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Be sure to like the video if you haven't already. And if you are an Astros fan, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm very happy. I'm really sorry that the Astros had such a terrible loss right at the end, but I'm very happy that the live stream went up so much. That's great. And Flea, thank you for saying so. I'm glad that I can do it. I hope it can grow. If it can grow, I can keep doing it. So I'll say thank you, no problem. But guys, enjoy the rest of your week. That's a tough start to the week, but that's how it is, right, in baseball. Until next time, go Astros, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you.